Your name no run down on these streets. Cause you are top 10, top 10. You are them girl man problem. Sign your own check, no problem, no problems. Everybody watching your body. Because you're chimay, bad mind watching your things. Because you're winning. Look at the smile on your face. Good energy when you bring it. My girl, you the best. You don't know anyway, Trini girl, they them bad on the road. Them girl blessed like I just no sneeze. Pretty girl from the West Indies. Best believe, Caribbean girl, them bad on the road. Them girl blessed like I just no sneeze. Pretty girl from the West Indies. Represent where you're from, girl. Let me see you walk on wine. Give me the Trini girl, walk on wine for me. Show them where you're from, girl. Love it when you walk on wine. Give me the Trini girl, walk on wine for me.
I want to dance with you. You make me feel so good. I love how you rock my world. This song overdue. Because I wanna be your lifeline forever, every day. I pray. Hold on, no matter if life hard in the darkest days. Love on the moonlight forever in the stars. I say, come let me dance from night time till the morning rays. Because I wanna be your lifeline forever. 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 And we keep on holding on. And we keep on holding on. Lifelines, so we keep on holding on. So we keep on holding on. We keep on holding on. So we keep on holding on.
Sunrise, blue skies in my eyes. Boy, you look like heaven and up. Damn girl on 10 eyes, 11 and up. You can't do no better, you know. When the sweat dripping down my body, wetting it up, and I just can't get enough of you. Like slow, me bubbling, moving my waist if you want come troubling. And when times get troubling, I need a man who on top of things, stick to the program for you. You don't see anything, everything I'll do for you. So let me show them we grown up, I'm a big girl now. So let we take a drink of the rum. We grown up, give me that walk. Party till the sun comes up. We grown up, I'm a big girl now. So let we take a drink on the rock. We grown up, nobody can say stop. Young and we party hard. You see that wine? I love it too bad. Young and we party hard. To give you up, I can't do that.
And every time she come my way, look at the tongue when you dip down there. Sweetness, yeah, apple, I won't try it. It's a carnival every time she touch down there. Tip at the tongue when you hit my brain. Give me one look and I just want this. But they say, take your time when you go down there. You will spend all your coin and end up in a day. But I don't pray, yeah. I go take all my chances. I've been waiting so long, I want it night and day. Hey, my lady, give me a piece of that chup chup, darling. When
DJ Ska, you're rather sweet.
Run it.
Ayo, Tasha.
This music so sweet. Look what you do.
Look what you do. Look what you do. If you play your cards, that could be you.
You're moving your ways, speaking your truth.
Hey, speaking lie. When I throw it back, it's back to the roots.
Straight back, yeah.
When last you feel this type of way.
At last we find the remedy.
Long time I miss it, past a me.
So now we give them the rhythm, we get it finally. Come the way. Bingole with me now. Bingole with me now.
Come let me
Bingole with me now. Bingole with me now.
So we chicken and we jumping and we down there.
We tripping and we sipping like we own it.
Headboard in a bar down syndrome.
And if you wanna bring it, you can bring it right here.
I can't sleep, dancing in these streets.
Where I'm from, hot girl whining in town.
Like a riverside band with panorama.
And when the iron start beat, it's spell drama.
Turn up the heat when we reach in the savannah.
We beat it down, we beat it down.
When last you feel this type of way.
At last we find the remedy.
Long time I miss it, past a me.
So now we give them the rhythm, we get it finally. Come the way. Bingole with me now. Bingole with me now.
Come let me
Bingole with me now. Bingole with me now.
So we chicken and we jumping and we down there.
We tripping and we sipping like we own it.
Headboard in a bar down syndrome.
And if you wanna bring it, you can bring it right here.
So we chicken and we jumping and we down there.
We tripping and we sipping like we own it.
Headboard in a bar down syndrome.
And if you wanna bring it, you can bring it right here. Bingole with me now. Come the way.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Oh yeah. Oh Oh, nah. Yeah. I'm so tied up. Communication tied up. Navigation tied up. Oh, nah, nah, nah. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. And I must have to find you. You signal me when you wind up. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. Yeah. How you do that? It's madness when you maneuver, darling. I salute ya. Wine so low like your scuba diving. The major, baby, keep walking up. For me, I can't get enough. I don't look on the thing more. The baseline drop, waist gets slack. Rolling back, I detecting that. Target lock, launch and attack. Girl, I am mash up the place like that. And when the rhythm start to feel sweet and she ball out. Oh yeah. And when I reach the destination, I go find out. Nah, 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 nah. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. And I must have to find you. You signal me when you wind up. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. Them hips like the ocean. Back and forth is the motion. Lover, you wine with so much emotion. It's you that have my devotion, darling. The major, baby, keep walking up. For me, I can't get enough. I don't look on the thing more. And when the baseline drop, waist gets slack. Rolling back, I detecting that. I target lock, launch and attack. Girl, I am mash up the place like that, yeah. And when the rhythm start to feel sweet and she ball, she ball. And with a good investigation, I go find out. Oh, nah, nah, nah. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. You stay on my radar. Oh, you're on my radar. And I must have to find you. Signal me when you wind up. You stay on my radar. Oh, on my radar. And I'm looking at you. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do. And I'm looking for you, yeah. On my radar. And I'm looking for you. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do, yeah. On my radar. Oh, on my radar, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Na-na, na-na. Oh, on my radar, yeah. Find it. On my radar. I go find it. On my radar.
I come from a place of love. Vibes don't get us never stop. Like something just trigger away. Like the rhythm is giving energy. 10,000 coming strong. On our way. Tell them if you don't want nobody. I say this one for culture. Every masquerader. We say long live soca. Boy, when if you love this thing, then jump up. Back in the time, say jump up. Hands in the sky and jump up. Flip them up high and jump up. Somebody jump up. From the way, jump up. Everybody jump up. All over there. This thing I'm a beating rum like a pan. Mama, look out there, your son. Can't believe it's all a woman. This carnival's a curtain on. So as Christmas pass and on a mirror give them for it. Punching for all them bad spirits. Can't stop the power of music. Lord, this thing sweet and I love it. I could go 3 days with no water. Could go about 3 weeks in hunger. Well, Lord, but I can't live without food.
And welcome to Island Girl Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad, Shawna,
Neicy. And we're here once more. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, OMG. I can't believe we made it 2023. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thunk it.
who'd have thunk it? We starting things nice and easy for the new year. It's your girls.
Oh, Lord.
Chris, don't let me pelt you back
I don't
into
think that's gonna
2022.
stop. I don't think that's gonna
Don't
stop.
let us throw you back into 2020.
They're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop.
Okay.
But guys, as always, come in, share the live, right?
Only
Press
come
that
in.
like button. Only come in.
Only come
Like Black
She
used
just
to
taking
say.
everybody taglines, huh?
Chris, get your own.
Right? Right? Send it to your friends and tell them come join the conversation. Broadcast it if you want, if you're feeling generous, you know what I mean? And those of you who are artists, feel free to send in your music. If you'd like to hear it played on this platform, you can send it to music@OURradio.fm. That's music@OURradio.fm.
Yep, and big up O.U.R Radio for getting to 10,000 subscribers.
10,000 subscribers on YouTube, boy. You
like
can't
10.
stop to wait. Right, so yeah, let's get right into it. But ladies, how have you been? How did you bring in the new year? We have a birthday in our midst. Oh, Jesus Christ. How could I
Forget what?
We have a birthday in our
I know
midst.
what she's cringing about.
Tell us, ladies, how did you spend your time ringing in the new year?
Well, it was my birthday, so what
A real
actually
get-through birthday.
bringing in the year was with family. So that was nice. We all just got together and watched the fireworks. And then on New Year's, that was my birthday party.
Lucky.
And if we were not invited, because I had people DMing me saying, where am I invited and how come I wasn't invited? I was feeling real horrible. But
I thought it wasn't like a open to your people
But
type of
guys,
thing.
And Neicy
No.
got big invite and did not come.
truthfully, I could not have invited everybody because I had to cater, and
Chris, that's throw me under the bus.
I had to cater with like tables and chairs and specific
Oh, yes,
things,
you
and
did say that.
it was really expensive. And if I was rich,
If
I
it
would
was like a
have.
shindig.
If I was rich, I would have cater for everybody with everything, but I'm not.
We don't want to
so
hear that.
I had to kind of keep it.
The
into
people
the-
on the streets don't want to hear that, Sean. You're too out there.
Well, that's how
You're
it
too
goes
out there to
sometimes.
be having VIP access.
When Neicy is one to talk, she talking like if she was there.
I was there in spirit.
Big invite and she did not come.
And listen the kind of friends I have, while I'm sleeping, trying to tell myself it's okay that I didn't go, because I'll see the stories. They decide that is not enough. They send me a video, right? Send me a video. You're missing out. You shouldn't be here.
I called Neicy and she sounded most happy not to come.
We actually, with your
Chris, that's trying me.
oh gosh. But we actually tried video calling you, but
I
you
saw
were
the video
sleeping.
call. Is that what actually woke me up? I was
Oh, okay.
sleeping,
Right.
and then when I got up, I saw by the time I was looking at it, then I saw the
Then you
video
saw the
coming.
video, yeah.
I was like, listen, these heifers. But it looked like
it
fun.
was good. It was
Looked
good.
like
It was real
fun.
nice. I had our time.
You Neicy? Or you ringing in the new year?
It was real quiet. It was
Quiet.
like
But Pow was quiet.
it was
kidding.
pow pow.
The fireworks.
Fireworks.
Actually, it doesn't be a thing because normally people in my area just do fireworks regardless of New Year's, so it just kind of became like
Serious?
yeah, like it would be the normal Monday fireworks.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Right.
So
Lord,
it could be something else.
All right,
You tell me
cool,
something fireworks. But yeah, it was quiet. It was really, really quiet.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, I went to church, and after that, usually church would finish after midnight, but it did not. So
that's
I was able to go to church and then get back by family before midnight. And they have a tradition where they ring it in, wine,
Cheers.
champagne with cheers, that kind of thing, watch the
Yeah,
fireworks, that
nice.
kind of thing. And that was what I did.
Okay.
And then went to Shawna's
Shindig.
birthday dinner on New Year's Day. Well, New Year's night. She told me, do not come for 7, come late. So, I show up half 10 after everything finished. You cannot tell me come late and
Well, they wish
best
you
you tell me
pounded
come for
me.
7 and let me come for like
No.
7:30.
Because you know
But-
Trini time, so I know everybody would eventually come.
But Chris, Trinis have this way that they would be late, but not that late.
Yeah.
Well, there was a reason, but we ain't talking about that on air.
From 7 to 10.
Yeah.
That small thing, you still, get to enjoy yourself.
I tried
and
to
you
show
get to
shit.
eat.
You tried to show some shit, at least you still come.
Oh gosh, you see me and all here today? Hey, what
At
we
least
talking
I
about?
come late and better than not coming at all, eh?
I don't throw my shade on myself, Chris. You don't need to reinforce it.
As a reinforcer.
Let me see. I mean, to eat it.
But all in all, we are here. 2023, the first episode
For the year.
of the year.
Indeed.
How y'all
vibes,
feeling,
new.
ladies?
Good. We have things planned. Right, Chris?
Indeed,
we have
we
things
do.
planned.
We have?
Indeed.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Right, so what we talking about today, y'all? What's the topic of the day for today?
Facing the truth of life.
That's
That's what we're talking about. Facing the
is
truth
You know
of
how we
life.
like to start off with the topic of the day.
mean-
Yeah? Newness!
New things.
Newness in the house!
Tell her there we have things.
Where's that see that? Ananias working magic.
Oh, God.
Papa Laps.
Right? So the topic of the day, big up O.U.R radio Matex, right? For the animation, right? Oh, we needed
New things.
Oh, we needed some sound effects now. Ananias, you have any of that, boy? Some bombs
Or you
exploding.
wanting a little too much, Chris. Or you wanting.
I just gave you.
Okay, wow.
It was fire. It was two, and then go pop, pop.
Right, okay.
Sure, that were the animations.
That's right.
So today's topic is, why are New Year's resolutions so tough to maintain?
Yes.
Right? We talking about that today because it's the
Pressure.
new year. Everybody like my New Year's resolution is this, it's that, it's da 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 da. You know, and I used to be all up in that too. Starting hot and heavy. And then, you know, by day 3, things done die down long time. Quite frankly, I start my New Year's resolution last year. Right? Thank God. So now, you know, and we find that a lot of people, you know, you're making a New Year's resolution and why you don't keep up with it.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about great New Year's resolutions to make. We want to talk about why all they don't follow through.
Yeah.
Why we don't
We
follow
want to
through.
call
Yeah.
you guys out.
You
Because
know?
they say, does everybody, about 80% of people do not follow through with their resolutions. That's practically everybody.
Exactly.
But you know one thing I've noticed, and I've been guilty of this after the pandemic. I stopped planning after the pandemic. Like the pandemic showed me don't plan.
It don't make
Pandemic
sense
messed
to
up
plan.
everybody.
Yeah, normally in like years in the past, you would see people posting New Year, New Me.
Oh
first day in the
gosh, give me a
gym.
break.
I felt
with
like
that.
this year you
I feel
hardly
they
like
claim
people
them enough
afraid to claim stuff in the New Year.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
That
so true.
pandemic hit us for 6 in a
literally,
way that
like,
we just see how it goes.
Yeah.
That has been my mindset. Like I know certain things that I want to accomplish, but to do the whole vision board like before and all these different things, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this to myself. We'll see how it goes. That pandemic just teach me, listen, you don't really have
Any
handle on
choices.
this. Yeah.
I mean, I like vision boards. I mean, vision boards too, it kind of gives you, when you're seeing it in your face every day as you wake up, it's a subconscious reminder of the things that you have to accomplish. And eventually you'd find yourself gravitating toward those things.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable. It might take time. But with New Year's resolutions, it tends to be like a quick fix kind of
Yeah.
something. Like all of a sudden, is December 31st. It's 11:59, December 31st, and
gonna
apparently
magically
your
change.
whole life gonna
Yeah.
change in the next minute.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna explore today is like, you know, some things that we can hold ourselves accountable by in order to ensure that we follow through on these New Year's resolutions. Some tips, if you will, where we'll go through why it don't work as well.
Yeah.
You know, what we're doing wrong, you know, because I'll start, like, you know, quite frankly, I think if you're going to make a New Year's resolution, you should put something in place to hold yourself accountable. My friend does that. You know what I mean? Don't just say I'm gonna start exercising in the new year and then what? You know? How you gonna stick to it? Who's gonna keep you driven if you lackadaisical about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my friend has this thing where when she declares she's gonna do something, she posts it up on social media. She tells all her friends, she tells everybody, this is what I'm going to do by this time. And so if she does not accomplish it by set time, people can hold her accountable, shame her, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that
Come
is
up with
like
a pitchfork.
exactly, and that is like a motivation in itself.
Yeah.
So I feel like accountability and holding oneself accountable and charging other people to hold you accountable as well is a way to ensure that you keep the momentum going. I don't want to look like a fraud, so let me make sure I exercise.
And even
you know
if
what I
it's not
mean?
on social media, you could still share with your family or some close friends or anybody. Yeah.
But in some kind of a public way, so that they could be like,
it's a thing.
I thought you said you was going to do that.
Yeah,
you know?
make it fix. I think this morning I was mentioning this to Ananias with Jim. We was having a conversation, and I was like, I wanted to join the gym, and he was like, so why does the workout? And I'm like, I know myself. Like, I want to work out, but if it relies on me,
it's not going to get
that. But if I pay a membership,
yes,
I'm going to reach the gym.
Yes, so get assistance basically.
You know, so setting something in place, like basically understanding yourself and your flaws. Like, yes, you want to get a goal done, but you also know how you might be as a person.
Yeah.
So I decided, like, okay, for me to work out consistently and not just whenever I feel like it, let me join the gym, because I am a person, I don't like to waste money.
Yeah.
So I would reach in the gym just to know I get my money's worth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like you said, is to know yourself as well, because I would say that you're very good on top of your game with other areas, but then working out is just one that you're not. And you know, it is the reality. You just have to know yourself and put things in place, like Chris said. But just to touch on one thing that you said before, how you spoke about the pandemic. The pandemic really affected our confidence. That's what I think, you know, because we are so confident about where we're heading, and, you know, everybody feeling headstrong and they know it all, you know, how we are. And it just affected our momentum too. So I think we have to really find that place again, because I really didn't see much people talking about New Year's resolutions. Even my friends and stuff, it's just not being heard.
My friends waiting for the zombie apocalypse, you know. New Year's resolution, nothing.
I saw
killing zombies apparently.
I saw memes on TikTok where people was like having conversations with the year 2023, and it's like, listen, no pandemic, listen, we are ready for nothing extraordinary.
They coming this year. They coming, and apparently, not to switch the conversation, but this is the year. I think March and April of this year is when we might start, or may not start, to see side effects from these jibby jabbies. I'm not gonna say the word. And this is when the trial run ends.
Right.
So
crazy.
Keep your eyes open now. Keep your eyes peeled. But I digress. Let's continue. But so I feel like why resolutions don't work too is like, at least for me, is sometimes you want to accomplish something, but you're deep down you're not sure that you can.
Yeah.
And that holds you back.
Yeah.
You know, so you have the aspiration, but you don't have the motivation. And that is driven by the fact that you're doubting yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and that's a hold back. A lot of people like, I can't do this and I can't do that. But you wasn't doing it before. It wasn't a habit before.
Yeah.
So they don't feel like they could do it. And I read somewhere that habits is learned behavior, right?
Yeah.
So in order to start a new habit, you can't just start it. It don't work like that. You have to replace the old bad habit with a new habit.
Right.
Or a smaller, more progressional, if that's a word, more progressive habit attached to the old habits.
Yes.
You know, and then, you know, wean yourself on by doing the better habit more and more and more, and kind of phase out the old. That's kind of how it works in our brain.
You know what my friend told me as you said that you rang a bell. She said she read a book about getting things done, kind of like what we're speaking about right now, where you know, you just tell yourself you're not in the mood, and then I will do it in 10 minutes, I'll do it, and then we never get it done, right? So she said in the book that she read, it said, listen, when you have to start, if you have a whole say let's say you have wares to wash, entire sink of wares, don't tell yourself you have an entire sink of wares. Forget that. Just go and wash one plate at least. At the time you say you're gonna do it, just go and wash one plate. And if you're feeling to wash all the rest, you already started. So you might feel to wash the rest, or you might not. At least you started. If you didn't want to work out, or go out to put myself through that hour time, go and do one push-up. Do it for a little bit, and then so when she told me, I was like, wow, you know, I never tried that. I think that's a real cool idea.
It's true, you know, because for the last 3 years, the last time I exercised was in 2019 before I came back home, right? And You see that I would have continued, but you see that same pandemic?
Yeah.
Exercise nothing. Gain weight, lose weight. When I gain too much weight, I cut out certain things, cut out sugar so I could lose the weight, but not exercising for nothing. And then one day I was like, you see that shit? I started looking at my belly and the cottage cheese on my legs. I was like, I can't even wear shorts no more because people will see cottage cheese and I slim. Nah, that not gonna work. And I just went outside and started to exercise one time. And just continued. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like the rile up is also what demotivates you. Yeah. You know, you need to just one day do it. Wash the one plate and then be like, okay, it's not so bad. Yeah. I'll do it again.
That, like how Nike, let's say Nike is not sponsoring the show, you guys. But just do it. Just do it. Something I started to train myself into, especially in December, is like, let's look for 1% in increase. Look for that 1% change. Because sometimes you look at the whole, like, you know where you want to be. So yeah, basically
it's too big of a picture.
Yeah, it's so huge, and we get ourselves riled up into the point where we could think about something and think ourselves out of even starting before we start. So I like breaking down stuff into simple, ready to do tasks for me, and just adding on to that. Like, as soon as you get something automated, it just had a build on that. And as Chris mentioned before, in terms of the habits, like, you know, you're building until it becomes like a routine. But habits don't just form because you tell yourself, you know. It have those cases where, like, sometimes, like life, or that, for instance, like somebody might be like to smoke cigarette, and you're telling them, well, stop smoking, and they say, okay, I'll stop, and then the doctor come and say, well, if you don't stop, you're going to die and whatever. All of a sudden it's extreme, you know. But we don't have to wait for those extreme realities for us to make
small changes.
So I like the idea for me, and this has worked a lot, like just the baby steps. You have the big picture of where you're trying to get to, but you also know you can't go from nothing to something overnight. And even if you do, it's not realistic to maintain. So you want to build that routine where it's automated within you, and that 1% increase in whatever, or 1% of doing something that you never did, and just kind of solidifying that helps me a lot.
So, like, in other words, one of the reasons people don't achieve their goals is because they're setting too big of a goal or too far of a goal, whereas maybe we should just break it down
into smaller steps. We want to hear from you all in the chat group. Like, have you guys made any New Year's resolutions, and if so, how it going? You know, like, how it going? Is it are you accomplishing it? Are you struggling? It dead in the water already? Like, tell us, we want to know, like, genuinely.
And don't forget to like and share.
Like and share. Press that like button,
please. From like before.
Where
we day ones and
they
stuff.
Up the broadcast.
They're doing their New Year's resolutions.
So we need to start a steady broadcast on a Tuesday.
You understand? Yeah, we might have to start doing that. You know, or explore other times.
Yes.
Right?
That's true. One of the you wanna go ahead, guys?
Go ahead, Sean.
One of the other reasons I think we do accomplish our goals, I know this one is not an easy fix, but I think association, like who you associate yourself with. So, like, you tell yourself you're gonna just accomplish something, and it's not even in your realm of thought, like it's not even in your possibilities. You don't see it as something happening for yourself, because when you look at your environment and you look at, you know, it's just talk. Nobody around you accomplishing it while you have to do it. It's just like you want to continue being lazy, you want to continue because that's what you know. So I feel like sometimes when you're, I know it's not, again, I said it's not an easy fix, but if you could kind of maneuver around who you associate with and make sure you're around positive-minded people and people like-minded people, or even some people who even better off than you in terms of their mindset.
Surround yourself with people who are already accomplishing what you want to accomplish.
Even if it makes you uncomfortable, because you know sometimes the reason why we don't put ourselves in those rooms is because we want to convince ourselves that we're okay. We want to convince ourselves that we're doing what we need to be doing when that is not entirely so. So sometimes you put yourself around people where you are the person in that group who they're looking up to. So that ego and self-praise of like you actually doing it makes you have this false sense of achievement. But then if you go into another room where the stuff that you're doing, other people doing more far better than you. Trying to multitask. Let me go back to my point. So basically, put yourself in rooms where like you had to look up to people.
Yeah.
Like the things that they're doing have you being like, why am I even in this room? It makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Now you're
It
forced.
shouldn't.
You're forced to
step up,
elevate.
Yeah.
you
It
know,
should
to the place. And I
inspire.
think for me, I wouldn't say that I had to, I don't want to say change friends per se, but just be aware with where I was going and more surround myself in terms of the friendships and the environment and the spaces and places that is in alignment with that.
Yeah.
And I know when you mentioned change your environment, sometimes it's not just a physical like where you live because you can't.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just your personal space. Like when you get up in the morning, does your room breathe life into your goals?
Yeah.
Does your room make you want to get up and work on your room that's telling you to go back and sleep? You know, sometimes like that. That's having one thing for me that helps a lot is structure, and that's having a clean, organized environment where I know where everything is. If I want to do gym, I know where my gym stuff is. I put it in a place where it in my face. Like your environment should be embedded
Conducive for
the
that,
life
yeah.
that you're trying to think. If you're trying to eat healthy, you shouldn't pull your fridge and see unhealthy food.
Yeah.
So to me, all of that is part of the
your
environment.
Yeah.
I feel like another thing too is like, at least what keeps me back is like when your resolutions is a source of stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a source of suffering instead of enjoyment. So you know it has to be done, but it doesn't give you joy because it feels like a task.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think like when I feel like, okay, I know it's gonna benefit me, you know, but oh gosh, I had to climb this huge mountain in my mind just to get there mentally to get it done can prevent me from doing something. And I feel like to overcome that, you had to like discover where's the source of the stress.
Yeah.
You know, DC, all right? Right? And just, you know, instead of making it feel like a duty and just one more thing that you have to do in life that gives you like, oh gosh, just try to get to the source of it. And again, like you said, break it down, make that easier. You know what I mean? And instead of making it feel like it's something you have to do, try to change your mentality and make it feel like it's something that you get to do.
Or want to.
You know, no, like get to do. You know, so because you could want to do something but still don't want to have to do the work involved. But if you look at it like, it's not something that I have to do, it's something that I get to do. There's a lot of people who don't get to do
So you can have
a lot
to
of
change
people
your perspective.
change your perspective. A lot of women in the Middle East and stuff don't have the rights I have. They can't go out the road you know, and jog in a tights and top, and I get to do this, and I get, you know, and change the perspective. Yes,
because we complain a lot, especially because of the pandemic too.
Indeed.
Yeah, so it sounds like just for accepting what is and seeing things more graciously can really change the way we feel about stuff.
I'm seeing some stuff in the chat room. We have Tevin Jitwa in the house. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tev.
He says, what's poppin', guys? Everyone's looking good today. You all always look good, but you all have a great show today. All right. Hope you all have a great show today. Thank you. We have Fire Wolfman in the house.
Day one in the building.
Big up Fire Wolfman for always sticking with us no matter what. He says, Papa, yo, transitions for the new year, boy. And then he put Happy New Year.
Yes.
Ladies of the IGT crew, blessings. We have Patricia Davson. Is she new?
Yeah, that name sounds
We have Patricia Davson in the house. Hi, Patricia. Happy New Year. She says, Happy New Year to all three of you beautiful ladies. Wishing you success and prosperity.
Thank you.
Thank
Same
you
to
so
you.
much. We have Jerome Alexander in the house.
Hey, Jerome.
He says, hey, what's up? We also have Fire Wolfman again saying resolutions, nothing. He said, be better than last year and do something and do something you've been wanting to do.
Keep it as big.
Indeed. Tevin goes on to say, my New Year resolution was to turn to a New Year commitment because resolutions tend to fade. I want to be committed to being better at the guitar, committed to streaming and other stuff. So he, instead of resolution, he says commitments, to commit to something.
Okay.
Again, perspective.
Yes.
He goes on to say, don't forget to big up Shawna and happy birthday again. Yes, sir. Only we bounce we had there. Gosh, boy, so much is going on. Macasey Glodden says, Happy New Year, folks. I'm still working out my resolutions using a vision board.
Yes.
I had ideas before New Year's, but it's a lot. So writing down the simplest ones. Indeed. He said day one still here, no worries.
Yeah.
Right? Jerome just typed something and he says, I think as with everything pertaining to self-development, it requires honesty with oneself, self-discipline and realistic goals. And also start small, like real small goals first, then bigger ones after.
Yeah.
So yeah, we on the same
Big up you,
page.
Jerome. That's my theater director.
Good advice. How did that go? Yeah. Neicy just go and be doing all kinds of stuff and don't even come and share.
just put
But has the
myself under the
audacity
bus.
to come and tell us, y'all, we need to talk more about our behind the scenes stuff and our personal stuff. But all this stuff going on, she
Now we in
acting
here.
in play, she doing this production, that production, she don't even come and talk about it.
Well, what I
What kind of
would
hypocrisy
say,
is that?
Chris, after let me take myself out from under the bus.
Your life?
Apparently. So one of my goals last year
Was to talk more?
was to be private. I was not a private person. Like I would
Before.
just share.
All your business.
I would meet you and you know everything. And I challenged myself at the beginning of the year to just be more private.
Yeah.
And it taught me that I get a lot done when people don't know what's going on.
But this is coming from the girl who encouraging us to
no,
talk,
no,
eh?
no, just now, I'm Chris, let me come out from another bus now. Right? So that was a personal goal. And if Chris complaining on this level in the sense of bashing man, putting man, but you should imagine we're going out with my best friends and family and stuff because they doesn't know. And I'm accustomed to being that person who shared. But that was something that I wanted to work on. I think I saw somebody was saying that, or I read a book or something, and I was like, keep stuff private, like reveal it when it's done.
Yeah.
You know? And I just kind of, it was real hard at first because I'm a talker. Listen, I could talk. And I realized I was getting a lot done. I didn't have to work through a lot of the anxiety that I would normally have when you tell people stuff because not everybody wants to see you succeed. So sometimes you tell them something before you could even get it off the ground, they're ready like, but what if this happened? And what if that happened? And,
Yes.
and I done working with all this fear
Already.
on my own.
But we don't want to know before, we want to know after. You do the play, come and talk about the play. Hey, y'all, I did a play last weekend, it was good.
But I'll start to do that, and now that certain things are coming to fruition, I could share. But
so juicy.
that was actually like a personal goal of mine to be a little more private, like have a private life outside of being, you know, a celebrity in Jamaica.
A whole celebrity.
A whole celebrity. So mission accomplished because if Chris could be bashed, should be every bit that she get. Neicy private, I just be smiling inside, you know. And Chris be like, you don't tell me. And I say, if you only met me 2 years ago, you'd be like, this girl, don't shut up.
Bye.
You know? No, but for real, I like the fact of sharing stuff with people, but you have to be very selective of who you share things with. And I also am a very big hands-on advocate of keeping things private until it's done.
Right.
Like you know how they have a quote that says let the success speak for itself.
Yeah.
So they come in to tell people what you're going to do, tell them what you did. Because I have a lot of things that even in the process of doing and you think the ink done dry, it could cancel. So I really took that as a personal goal for last year and mission accomplished.
I fully endorse that. I don't tell anybody a single thing.
She says after
until
shading me.
Yeah, but I just say share what your endeavors are, not share them before.
Yeah.
You know, and I fully endorse just keeping your stuff head down, what do you call it? Tunnel vision, blinders on, and you just get what you need to get done. And then your work will speak for itself.
So you think
after.
that's why nobody's sharing their resolutions? Because you said some like one of your
No,
friends
they're
share
scared.
it as a form
They're
of
scared.
motivation.
They're scared. They're scared to
So it's
speak
like,
life
what do
into
we
this
do? Do
year.
we share? Do we not share?
Resolutions might be a little different from aspirations.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So if there's something, or if there's something that's on the table and you don't want to jinx it, then you don't tell anybody. It's a little different. Whereas resolutions is just something you want to do personally for your life, I guess. I mean, it could vary, but it's up to you to differentiate.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Have a next one.
Something that I did, as much as against the vision board aspect, but for a few years, I wouldn't do like a vision board and probably stick it in my room. I used to do like a vision board on my phone and have it as the screensaver of my phone. And every 3 months, I need to change it. So that means I would make a vision board for next 5 years. I would make it like 3 to 6 months interim. So every 3 to 6 months, I should be able to change out that vision board, which means I'm progressing. Even if I had to probably like do over the vision board with 1 or 2 items that wasn't ticked off and then just put it on a new one, I should be going back to the drawing board to redo it. And seeing it in your face all the time, like it used to really get at me, because like if your goal is a particular thing and you realize time passing and you're not even taking a little 1% action towards it, you will be always on your phone. So you want to put things in place where it's like a constant reminder and whatnot. So
I like that. Vision boards work too well. Even if you'll find that even if you haven't been taking the pertinent steps towards certain things, the fact that you're seeing it and it's in your subconscious, when you do like a 2-3 years look back at your life, it's like, wait a minute, I actually did that. I might not have done it how I envisioned it when I was doing the vision board, but I actually did it. Because I remembered before I started performing live, right? I just wanted to sing. I knew I could sing. I might have done a couple things here and there, but I wasn't considered yet a professional, right? This was a long time ago. And I put up a vision board, and one was of Beyonce, a picture of Beyonce on a live stage, and one of Shakira, and then other things that were on the vision board that weren't pertaining to music. And I remembered watching that all the time, and I think it was within a year doing the vision board, I started getting professional bookings and started to travel for work. And I think I looked back like 5 years later with the same. By then it was old and beat up. It was not like a whiteboard. It was a like a Bristol board kind of thing, and it was now worn down a little bit. And I look back, I was like, wait, look at you actually did.
Look at you accomplishing things.
And you did go to here, because it had pictures of certain cities. Like at the time I hadn't gone to New York yet. Like I said, it was a long time ago. And by the time I look back, you'd been to New York, you'd been to Miami, you'd been to you went to London. I was like, actually, we did it. You know what I mean? So I feel like subconsciously it works.
And I see it's natural of humans to be unsatisfied, because when we accomplish something, it's like, what's next? You're never satisfied, and that's why people say don't look and compare yourself to other people, because there's never that limit where you're gonna stop. You're always gonna want to aim for this. You're always gonna want to be more and more and more and more. It never stops.
So I think it's good to not be satisfied, but to still have a sense of accomplishment,
right?
Because when you get satisfied or whatever, you could tend to plateau off and then get complacent.
So
you know,
as Chris would have mentioned, by her putting, because the same thing happened to me when I wrote this stuff down. I remember at a certain point in my life I was feeling unhappy. I think I was I think that was probably like around 26 or something, 25, 26. And I was like, what is going on? Like, but people said at that age is when you start transitioning.
Yes.
But I didn't know, so I was just like, why am I feeling like this? And like, what the hell are I even doing with my life? Like, you know, I was so upset. And I was cleaning out my room, and I found that whole write-up with the list of things that I wanted to accomplish behind one of my drawings. And I was like, wow, you see how... you're always studying the next thing, and you're not satisfied because you're not at the next thing. And I literally wipe out a whole list
and
was unsatisfied and ungrateful. And my friend is the one who my same business partner. Like when I used to go to her complaining, like, I don't know, like I'm not feeling like I'm getting things done, and she's like, but Shawna, and imagine my friend had to put me to sit down and be like, Shawna, you do this, that.
I can't tell people that in my life.
You know what that means, though, Shawna? You're meant. Even though, I mean, everything is relative. So you've done all these things, but you're still feeling unfulfilled. It means that you're meant for even bigger and better things. And so in other people's eyes, it's like, but you've done this, you've done that, But you now, that might be big for them, but for Shawna, there's more to accomplish. And until you get to that mecca of wherever you're heading, you're not gonna feel that way. You know?
But I was still grateful, because I felt like I was depressed. Like at that particular point in time, I felt like I was starting to feel depressed. And you know, sometimes you can get yourself in a kind of momentum, but it's backward. It's backward driven. So you start to feel like you're plateau and you're not really accomplishing plenty because you're telling yourself these things. But then when she helped me see these things and I found the drawing, like I mentioned, I was like, wow. And I started to feel a sense of accomplishment. And, I'm like, wow, okay. So you are accomplishing things and there is your growth. So naturally humans, we forget. And we always consider the next thing. So as much as we want to write it down or draw it, that's actually, something that we should really do to assist us.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about the type of friends that you have, because it have some people that you go to throw yourself a pity party and they bring in the balloon and the cakes. So, the fact that your friend was able to kind of reel you out of that and say, okay, look at it from this lens, that's a really, really good thing. A point that I wanted to bring up though, with setting goals, and I think we need to do a lot more self-reflection when we setting goals, because sometimes the goals we set in even our goals, we doing stuff to impress people. Doing things, like you trying to kill out yourself to accomplish things, but it's not even for you. You're just trying to figure out like how you're gonna feel telling somebody about this or showing that on your highlight reel. So I think this year, let us be a little more realistic with ourselves about the type of goals that we set in and what is the intention behind these goals.
Like the why?
Yeah, the why. Like if your goal has more external rewards in terms of people and that type of validation and stuff versus what you feel inside, or you feel like it's doing something for your purpose, or these different dynamics, is something to pay attention to, because a lot of times you could be busy doing a whole lot of nothing, and that was a tough conversation I had to have with myself, because I have a lot of things I want to do, but when I had to sit down with myself and be like, okay, so where's the reason for this? A lot of these things became
didn't amount to anything.
It no, or sometimes even it mightn't even be about you and somebody else. It might be the version of you who set those goals once. You are no longer that version, and you have outgrown that and outgrown set goals, and now you need to ask yourself, okay, who am I now? Who do I want to become, and what are the goals in alignment with this version of me?
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I feel like some tips might be in order. We can't be doom and gloom all the time. Is that over there?
What? Oh, Chris, you macro in there?
I'm macro in the next room.
Focus.
So yeah, we don't just want to harp on why things don't get accomplished and stuff. We also want to give you all a couple of tips as to what can help us in maintaining the momentum of the resolution and making sure that we stay on point.
Yeah.
Right? So
before you say that, I could say one more point.
You can't. Okay, continue.
One of the ones that really affect me is, this is one of the reasons why, like, this is really, really affected me. One person told me something and it changed my whole life. But when we set our minds on like a particular goal, or we tell ourselves a particular thing, we block all our other blessings. Ooh. Right? So
really,
I used to tell myself, like, I don't have the time to do this. So opportunity will come. I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the time. This. It was always like I didn't have the time. And when you look at it, what do you mean you don't have the time? Like, you have the time to get stuff done. If you want to get it done, you'll get it done. Yeah. And I remember at a certain point in my life, I always think that I don't have the time. And my friend's mother said, you know what you have in common with rich people? And I was like, it's getting money. Like, what is it? And she was like, time. They have the same time you have to get it done, and they get it done. And she was like, I used to work 2 jobs. I used to do this, and she said, I have people out here doing 2 jobs, have families, raising kids. What do you mean you don't have the time? You know? And I really did not. It's not the time, but I really wasn't interested in what she was asking me to be a part of. So I still didn't put my effort to that. But her words stuck with me. And I was like, you know what? Say yes and make the times. A lot of times we're not getting our things done because we're telling ourselves we don't have the time, we're working 8 to 4, we're tired. You have the time. You have the time. We give ourselves,
like, at least try it and be like, I really can't make. Than to say, I ain't do it, and you ain't even start.
And then after that, I just started saying yes, everything, until it became literally overwhelming. I really did not have the time, but I had to go through that transition of going completely opposite to take every opportunity.
That will teach you your cap. That will teach you, okay, how far could Shawna stretch before Shawna realize, okay, I'm burning out. This is my capacity for, you know, like that. I had to go through a season of doing to realize, okay, I'm hitting a wall. Why am I hitting this wall? Yeah. And then when I went back to the drawing board, I realized, okay, cool. Let me assess certain things, or even group certain things together. Like if the end goals, like what you're trying to accomplish long term, what I'm doing right now should be leading to those targets. Yeah. And if it's not, there's no way I could hit that if I'm not on the part of it. So you have the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish, but when you dial back into the smaller goals, it should be going down that path. Yeah. Because if you hit your daily goals, you hit your weekly goals. If you hit your weekly goals, you hit your monthly goals. If you hit your monthly goals, you hit your yearly goals.
All to the same big picture.
It's they should be connected. Yeah.
And just to add to what Neicy said, like in terms of making sure that you accomplish said resolutions is to measure your success. Yes. Document it every step of the way. Not just, this is different from breaking it down. Breaking it down is just simplifying it to make it doable for you. Yeah. But as you accomplish, you document. You document what has to be done, the steps that's needed to be taken to get you to that state of achievement that you envision yourself having, and document every step of it. And as you accomplish every step, measure your level of success. Measure it along the way, because once, like Neicy mentioned, once you feel like you've accomplished something, it's easier to go to the next step and the next step and the next step. And when you look back, you've gone a whole year of a new habit, and your life is different and all the better for it. Right? So that's one tip that I think, and I started doing that, and it works. It really does work. It sounds all humdrum and like, cliche, but this stuff really does work. You see, commitment. Who said commitment in a chat group? Someone said he said he changes resolutions to the word commitment. That's also one of our points. Like, commit to it. Even when you don't feel like it, like this evening, I'm thinking I'm going to be tired. Do you really want to go and exercise? Yeah. No, but I will. Instead of an hour, I'll do 30 minutes. Right. And just feel like...
And you might start for 30 minutes and do the full hour. Yeah.
Precisely, right? Yeah. So,
a word that I've like how Krystal say, I don't say certain words. A word that I trying to throw out is the to-do list, and instead replace it with systems.
Okay.
Like I have my memo pad has so much a list. Yeah. And after a while, like some of them we don't even open them anymore. Yeah. And now I'm trying to create like a system around my life that basically regulates itself. Okay. Instead of like, let me get this done. I don't have to put it on a list if it's automated. Okay. You understand? So I'm trying to build and develop
like a calendar? Like
no, when I say systems, like for instance, instead of me putting on a to-do list, okay, let me wake up 5:30. Putting it on a list not going to do anything. Yeah. But like you might set an alarm for 5:30. It's a system, you understand? Right. So when the alarm go off, you put the next step, okay, well, get out of bed, because it's easy to hit snooze. Yeah. So you create systems instead of just writing it as a, let me get this done. You step away from the list aspect of it and put an action plan or system in place so that you don't have to remind yourself when certain things happen. You just know this is tied to that. I need to get this done, or whatever the case is. That kind of helps me a lot with memory in terms of like just like for instance, like Krystal would ask me to remind her stuff from time to time. But that became a part of my thing because I would always write stuff down. Like I'd always write stuff down, and then after a while I stopped writing it down, and I'd be like, any morning when I wake up, I know meditate, pray. That's a system. After that, breakfast. After that, social media stuff. Yeah. So everything that comes in the category of social media, check clients, reminders, follow-ups, like it just built in instead of me telling myself, well, I had a...
So now you're naturally...
It naturally, like, it's like, if something happens outside of that, it would throw me off. Right. Not in a sense to determine, but it's like, it's so not a part of the system, is what's going on here. Yeah. You understand? So build systems around your life that helps you stay consistent with your goals versus you trying to tell yourself to do something
all the time. Indeed. Another one is, don't be too vague about your stuff, because we always say, I want to be successful. This year I will be successful. This year I would make money. This year I would just, like Krystal said, I'll exercise. So many vague random things that will not get done because it's just a vague thing. It can mean anything, but where's the actual objective? Like, how are you going to make exactly?
Because
and
every task has
how are you going to make money? How are you going to be successful? And I used to find myself in that loop. Like I always, for me, my word was success.
People love
and
that
I used
word.
to envision it and feeling like, but then. I mean, and yes, opportunities and things will come to part because when you pray on something, it happens. But then you have to take these steps.
Yeah,
like
faith without works is
exactly.
dead.
So, what are these steps? Start being more specific. What is success? This month, I want to work out 4 times a week. If that's your goal, actually write it or actually tell yourself that specific goal. I want to go and register my business. I say I'm going to start a business for the longest while.
Hey,
I haven't registered
preach,
it.
you know how long it take for me to register my business? Yes, we just do it last month.
Right. So things like that, actually say specifically what you want to do. And we all struggle with it.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
They like the timeline dynamic. And I like that you put, like, as you say exactly what you want to do and focus on getting it done, because sometimes, like, even it is work in reverse.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, sometimes you, for instance, like, you have a goal, right? And you set out to do certain things, and you have to really be specific, because you could be busy doing a whole lot of nothing. When you get to that place of being very, very clear on what your goal is, when things present itself to you that isn't in alignment with it, even if it's looking close, it could be very close with a slight shift, and you had to be able to pick up on that. I had to turn down an opportunity recently that was, to many people, would be like amazing.
Yeah.
Why no? But for me, the goal that I have
is not in line.
When I presented it to somebody, they had another vision and tried to use my vision to bring their vision to life. And at first it was like, okay, cool. I don't mind being flexible. But then after I realized my stuff started to go and I'm here helping you bring yours to life, and where's my stuff in this? And when it started, I came to you with my goal. You understand? So sometimes you have to be so precise with what you're trying to get done that anything that doesn't look like it, you are willing to say no, because you're very clear and very intentional about your vision and what that looks like. That people can't come with a counterfeit of it, or people can't come with their version of what they think you should do. And you're just like, okay, cool, I will do it. You know?
Indeed. I feel like we should do a couple more because we're looking at time. Yeah. But just to add to what you're saying, I think what we're essentially saying is find absolute certainty in your resolution. Don't just say it willy-nilly. Find the certainty in it and take action. Whether it is big or small action, but just take the action to do the resolution. And if you're vague, break it down. You understand? It don't have to be perfect. You know, I'll keep using exercise as an example, but
that's everybody go to.
You know what I mean? You don't have to do a full body thing. If you just work out your legs today, day after tomorrow, just do abs. You know, next time just work out your hands, your arms. You know what I mean?
I need a whole gym for that.
So just commit to working out 4 days for this week. See how next week go. But for this week, I am going to work out for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I'm doing legs, abs, arms, and whatever else. But and that's it.
And if by chance, say you set out to do 4 days and you probably do 3, that is still progress.
Because they didn't have to do none.
Because sometimes we focus on, oh shucks, I wanted to do 4 and I didn't do the 4, but you didn't realize last week you did nothing. And this week you did 3. So what, you could go back to the drawing board and be like, next week we aiming for that 4. You understand? So even if you set a specific task and you fall short of it, still celebrate the win in doing stuff, and also hold yourself accountable to, okay, why did I fall short? What could I do or improve on to help me hit that target? But a lot of the times we don't even appreciate the fact that you went from 0 to something. You focus on, we have a way that our brain just automatically goes to the negative side, like what we didn't do. So still, even if you set out to do the 4 days and you do 3, that is still a win,
accomplishment.
And you go back to the drawing board and next week try harder.
And just like Neicy said, and that's actually the last tip. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate all your accomplishments, even if it's small. Even if you do 15 minutes of whatever you set out to do, celebrate it. Don't celebrate the 15 minutes exercise by eating a pizza. But find a way to reward yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I had a friend who used to reward herself after exercising with cake, I'm like, child. Like on one end I want to clap because I see the determination and I see the consistency, but at the same time, cake.
I had to learn that.
Just pile back in the calories you just burn.
I had to learn the celebrate thing.
Celebrate your wins.
I never did that. Growing up, you accomplish something, you work hard, and it's all right, good job, and like that's it. Like it was never anything. So sometimes, like if my friend, like if I accomplish something, my friend will be like, "So what are we doing? Buying a drink?" And I'm like, "Huh?" Like confused. Like why are we doing that? It's not that big of a deal. But then I recognize I keep underplaying my wins. So you're accomplishing things, and you're just whatever. When it really is a big deal, you have to celebrate yourself. So
and let me breathe it in. There's some people that celebrate for nothing. We're not doing that this year. Right?
My celebration is like a glass of wine.
They do nothing but we going out and celebrate. Like
no,
balance.
you have to celebrate life, Neicy.
For 2023 is balance. Like celebrate, yes, but at least have something worthy to celebrate. And you get to decide what is that thing. But have some people like they celebrate it just the fact that they wake up. You know?
Celebrating life.
You have to celebrate life.
And we talking directly when it comes to the goals. Have some people who live so lackadaisical that you accomplish something and you give me a reason to celebrate and I didn't do nothing and I celebrated for you. No.
Nice friend.
Yes, I think that's it, when that wrap, guys, we hope you thought this was informative and stuff. We ain't talking no New Year's resolution. We're not giving all no New Year's resolution. You're not going to commit to. You have your own, right? But we want to provide a little bit of light as to what could be the deterrents as to why you didn't follow through with the resolution and how you could probably help yourself to keep momentum going. You know what I mean? And it's a wrap for topic of the day.
Yes.
Right? Nice and easy. Right?
But straight to the point.
But I want to go to a break. But I want to go to the regular break hole here. I want to take us out of the topic. I want to take us out of the topic of the day. You know, it's carnival time. Newness in the house. Newness, new music from all our local artists. And you know, O.U.R radio is all about local. Supporting local. At least 75% local music. But no, we doing 100. Right? We're doing 100. So we want to take us out of the topic of the day with Fuego. By who, boy?
By hold on.
What's that guy saying? Hold on. We had to get her on the show, We had to get her on the show. Tell me when you're ready, Ananias. What's that guy's like, hold on. Right? Like we had to kill some time in the meantime.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
You ready? Oh, what's that guy? We had new system and thing,
We're building the anticipation.
We have a new system and things. Let me read the chat room in the meantime. So we have Jerome saying Neicy is real makeout scene, boy. Real makeout thing, yes? That's with the play.
Yeah.
And then Patricia is saying, Patricia Davson, who we thought was new, she says, no, I am not new. I watch you ladies she said, I watch you ladies all the time. I just don't comment all the time. Right. Well, Patricia Davson.
New thing. She commented.
Patricia, big up you. Right? We have McCasmy Dunn in the house.
That's Wanky
in the house. He said in prayers with the praying hands. We have Sakira in the house. That's my cousin. She says, pleasant morning, ladies. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you together. Right, so all right, guys. Come on, Ananias. You ready for we?
So we had a pelt.
All right.
Pelt bottles. Where the bottles? I feel it's a throw something.
We might have to take a little break with our Caribbean ad and we'll come right back with some more music for you all. Right here on Island Girl Talk via O.U.R radio.fm.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Soy la reina de Bacanal. Mi gente, vamos. Puerto de España, la tierra de soca. Carnaval on fire, me pone loca. Soy la reina de Bacanal Latina. Carnaval on fire, mucha gasolina. Hello, it's Destra, last name Garcia. I wanna see ya, wine to the beach, yeah. Pushing that bumper, out in the streets, yeah. But if you don't know what to do, let me teach ya. Dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Ya dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Donglo trabajalo, que al walking like you want to. Bend over, trabajalo, que al work it dura, dura, dura. Ahora, las manos levantamos. Hands in the air, hey, 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 hey. En Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. We will not stop, we jamming dura, dura, dura till we drop in Puerto de España, la tierra de soca. Carnaval on fire, me pone loca. Soy la reina de Bacanal Latina. Carnaval on fire, mucha gasolina. Si mi nombre es García, la gente me llama la reina de soca y Bacanal y Canibal. Dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Ya dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Donglo trabajalo, que al walking like you want to. Bend over, trabajalo, que al work it dura, dura, dura. Ahora, las manos levantamos. Hands in the air now, hey, hey, hey. Otra vez, dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Ya dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Donglo trabajalo, que al walking like you want to. Bend over, trabajalo, que al work it dura, dura, dura. Ahora, las manos levantamos. Hands in the air now, hey, 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 hey. En Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. We will not stop, we jamming dura, dura, dura till we drop. Dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Ya dale para abajo, abajo que hago donglo. Donglo trabajalo, que al walking like you want to. Bend over, trabajalo, que al work it dura, dura, dura. Ahora, las manos levantamos. Hands in the air now, hey, 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 hey. En Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. Trinidad and Tobago, nada más que fuego. We will not stop, we jamming dura, dura, dura till we drop. Make them wonder how you did it. Make them wonder where you're coming from. Make them wonder how you got it done. All that energy, just put it down on the stage. I make them feel brave. This stage is your name. This stage is your name, name. This stage is your name. This stage is your name, name. Say your name, stage, stage. Say your name, stage, stage. Say your name, stage, stage. This stage is your damn name. Nobody holding me. Nobody
how you feeling.
Tell the DJ to play my show. Don't wanna see my yard no time soon. Cause I feel like why not closer. I don't want to go home sober. Find a flow. I see energy every and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. And when I in that mode, fuck the negative baby and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Now we go. Living in a world that can feel so sad.
You should talk how you feeling.
And all the politicians them gone mad.
I can see how you feeling.
I just can't let that stop my growth. I just turn up the music, come let we start to move. I feel like why not closer? So girl just bend it over. I feel like why not closer? I don't want to go home sober. Find that mood, yeah. I see energy I be and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How you feeling? And when I in that mood, yeah. Fuck the negative baby and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Yo, sing it up. I see energy I be and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How you feeling? And when I in that mood, fuck the negative baby and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Right. I in that mood. I see energy I be and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Oh, you mean? And when I in that mood, fuck the negative baby and I just feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
How you give me the thing?
Good vibe, good time, good vibes.
Give me the thing.
Only good vibes, yeah.
How you give me the thing?
I wanna say, good vibe, good times. Only good vibes, yeah.
DJ Kid Quick Live. Play the music. Who say? Anywhere you want to go. Need to go. Need to go. Hey. Nade, nade, nade. Nade, nade. No matter where. Who say? Hey. I wanna go anywhere. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I wanna go anywhere. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. It don't matter where, just
with more Island Girl talk. It's your girls, Krystal, Khayne,
Trinidad, Shawna.
They absolutely hate it when I say it's your girls, but it is the girls. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Island Girls.
I'll try not to say it like Bubbles.
It's the Island Girls.
She says
Stealing
it's your
Bubbles
girls, and I will say it's your girls.
So it's the Island Girls.
Fine, yeah,
It's
we'll
your
go with that
Island
one.
girls.
It's the Island Girls.
All right, fine.
Right.
Next, you know, the girls sue us.
In this country,
Trinidad is not that kind of.
we wouldn't see a courtroom until 15 years from now. You know?
Down old and grey. Till old and grey.
But of course, guys, it is time for Sip and Spill. Cheers! Where
Why
we
your cover still on?
Oh my God, Shawna, open your bottle. Oh gosh.
Shawna,
Oh
refuse.
gosh.
Shawna, refuse to sip and spill.
Where we sip.
We chase? Oh yeah, I chase at my butt.
Shut
Now we're
up.
gonna chase again because my
wow.
bottle was
Jeez,
closed.
son. Let's see the animation,
Okay.
boy. Animation, boy.
Okay. Y'all. I know we get it. Somebody actually told me I just watch your show just to see how you guys get excited for the slightest thing.
Only and tell me I drink in a Caribbean with the wrong label. Oh, you see? Now I have to hide it.
God!
I shall hide it.
Oh my gosh.
Only want the sponsors to kill me, eh?
My apologies. I was the one responsible for the Caribbean.
See,
Ask Ananias. Wasn't I trying to find a pink one in the box?
it's right there. Anyway, guys, once more, it's time for Sip and Spill. Cheers!
We shouldn't chase it.
Where we sip. And spill.
Yes.
What we spilling? Well, alright, we shall see. But before we do so, right?
Enjoy.
Let us remember that we are reintroducing Caribbean gluten-free, all-natural hard ciders. Sip and the all-new mimosa made with a unique blend of blood orange and pineapple. Or pop open the dryer, crisper brute to elevate any occasion. And don't forget the strawberry flavored rosé, now with the new label. Caribbean hard cider, moments made extraordinary. Drink responsibly, Neicy.
Are you okay?
I feel like I needed to catch that one on camera and I missed my entire opportunity. As usual, always late.
Right, so
Gosh.
guys, who's starting? We sipping and we spilling.
Why am I nose?
We sipping and we
pressure.
spilling.
I have a question.
Gosh, make it count and make it a Katie C question. Katie, pick up
I
you.
cannot fill those shoes. I'm not going to be
But
pressured.
can we just take a
Katie,
moment
get
to
inside the
acknowledge the
mind.
way Neicy melanin popping on this big screen
Yes,
right
you
now?
should
But what is this?
Just now,
Just
this
now
is
she
when
was
you
doing
wake
this
up
with the
early.
bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at that game face, look like an ad.
You're
This
looking
is when
like
you wake
Lint
up.
chocolates.
Let
Take care somebody and bite you, you know.
This is when you wake up early and you have enough time to do a full beat,
Right.
contour, and you know, like when you
Oh,
have the
that's
time.
why it was a little late today. Yeah, right.
You know, when you
All
have the
right, all
time
right.
to do the full beat. I have
Yeah.
the 15 minutes makeup. I have the 30 minutes
Right.
makeup, and I have the full 1 hour.
beat, right.
This was a 1 hour beat.
Right.
I am unable to do anything but an hour beat. And it
Serious?
takes long.
I have a 15 minutes where it's just like no lashes, eyebrow,
Right, yeah,
lips,
yeah.
make sure the face even,
Oh,
you know, and through the door.
Tap.
You know?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so we hear you have one. Make it count. This thing to make you think. Huh? Let's hear it.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Channel Katie. Okay, so what is a goal, a New Year's goal, a New Year's resolution that you have failed at,
Oh, gosh.
but you are determined that this year is the year you get it right?
Hi.
Katie, how did I do?
But we just call she Katie and done.
Yes. What is a New Year's resolution that you have failed countless times at, but this year you are determined by the hook and the crook that you are going to succeed?
for me.
I don't want to say it because I don't like to jinx my things.
Nah, you
but
had
things
to say
done
thing.
tinging.
You had to say thing,
Things
Chris.
done tinging.
You can't walk Katie questions without Katie responses. You had to be deep.
I would say following through on specific goals that before I sort of lapsed on.
You had to give
But
one.
because I've laid foundation for it to you know,
You had to
Bear
give an
fruits?
example.
Chris,
that is a very vague response.
Miss Lady, when you all don't want to share, you don't share. And I am you just talk about
Nobody
did she just make a point about making
New Year's resolution? You can't come and answer. Well, following through on specific goal. No,
that specific resolution I'm not willing to share publicly.
Well, give another.
Okay.
Give another.
That's the only one.
You could think of.
You had to think of something. Because we going and throw you
Then
off
it
this
wouldn't
panel.
be true. Then it wouldn't be. If only you could. But no, it's only one I have. I
Only
can't think
one?
of anything else.
All right, my own
It would be true.
real easy.
But I ain't even get to say it.
Oh,
You was going to say it?
Oh, okay.
What I was saying is because I've already laid foundation for this thing to happen. I'm already seeing the fruit. So I feel like where I would have not accomplished it prior,
Right.
it's definitely already in the process of happening now.
Okay.
And I know that fruit is going to bear.
I think
That's
I
all.
can feel you out a little.
Talk to
Mine
us.
is
She
easy.
said the fruit is going to bear the tree, Chris. The tree going to bear the
The tree won't
fruit.
bear the fruit. Wait, I'll tell you.
She need to seal this down tight.
Mine not deep. It's just exercise. Because
Exercise.
Consistency.
and
with
I
gym.
don't mean dance. I mean like exercise. Yeah.
Like consistency with gym.
Yeah. I wanna work out because
Who gym?
I'm so sorry. I'm jumping away.
I failed over and over with the
But
exercise.
this year's the year.
Yes, I'm hoping. And I said it was going to be last year. I said,
Oh, gosh.
last year was going to be the
You
year.
started
So what
gym
you-
last
yeah,
year.
you
Yes, I did.
So this was like the 4 days and they work out 3.
Yeah, I
you
did it for a
started.
month.
A month
whole
alone? I
month?
thought it was like 2 months or so.
No, I think it was a 1 month. I think I was
So you
1
have
month.
11 more to go.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And my friend said she started back by the gym, so hopefully if I could catch her time and she could help me out. But once I get a momentum, like if I go a couple, like let's say I go like about 2 months with
Chris making me hungry.
But you had the chips right
But
next
I
to you.
don't want to chew.
All right, let me
Why?
get the cashew
Because I'll
nuts
be
then.
crunching. Yeah.
if I go for like 2 months with somebody where I can get like a system in place, then I would be able to
Systems.
go, I see what you did there.
Yes.
Then I would be able to go by myself, I believe. But I
Okay.
need somebody to like train me initially so I could get accustomed to doing certain things.
Okay.
One of my goals is travel. Yes. I
Yes, as you should. Go and get scooped up in Portugal, Miss Lady. She go come back with a ring on her finger.
One of my goals is to actually see beyond the borders of Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not gone yet.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And the thing is, when the year of the pandemic, I wasn't even going to be in Trinidad much. I was
Right,
going to
yeah.
be at least taking off a lot of the Caribbean countries
Yeah.
because I was going to go out there for work with different projects and carnivals and different
Yeah.
things. And I was excited. My first trip would have been March 23rd. I was going to St. Martin or St. Martinique, one of them. And then the pandemic hit and I paid to get my passport expedited, all kind of thing, just to make this trip possible. And
Yeah.
then the priorities will come and say as of midnight tonight.
Martin is
And
lovely.
everything. I was supposed to go Guyana, Grenada, Barbados. It was just a lot of carnivals. It was
Yeah.
going to be island hopping with the calendar for the carnivals. And
Okay.
hopefully I would have, if I got my visa and stuff in time, come back around to Miami Carnival. So
Okay.
it was going to be like a lot of traveling. And I was real excited. And
But
then
maybe
the
that would happen now. Going forward.
now if I'm traveling, it would be not so work oriented. Because that was going to be heavy work. So I've been trying to mix work with play. I
Yeah.
actually want to travel just for me and vacation and just seeing different islands and stuff outside of work. As much as I like to travel for work. So yeah, that's the goal this year.
All right.
Travel. Put another stamp in that. Actually, not another. A stamp because they don't have to stamp it to go to Tobago. So yeah.
So you've been to Tobago?
Yes, I've been to
Okay.
Tobago. And they don't need a stamp. Like, I actually remember going to the airport with,
Oh my goodness.
and I was in my
Where
bus,
was
and I was
I?
like, okay, at least I get a stamp. And I was like, you don't need to stamp it to go. I just was like, this is the stamp. Just give
You
me
don't
the
need your
stamp.
passport to go to Tobago.
Listen,
I just need ID.
wanted the stamp. I just wanted the
shame.
stamp because I was like, I had this part. You know, it's to have a passport and the passport expired and it was never
It's laughing at
stamped.
you.
I was like, listen, somebody stamping this. Yeah, somebody had to stamp this. So that's my goal. Travel.
Okay.
Oh, well, you see, you put that thing, the live on my thing, not Island Girl Talk.
Oh, sure.
All right, so I have one.
I didn't put it there.
Name one thing that you dislike about yourself. We getting deep.
Yeah.
Pass it, niece. Let me do it.
Yeah.
One thing you dislike about yourself.
Okay. But I love me.
Take deep, Neicy.
Okay.
Dig deep.
Yes, there are things that I dislike my nature to overthink. Krystal.
I could relate. That's what I mean.
Okay.
But to that too.
Yes, listen. In my head, there's only one way that something could happen, and I would just go down that rabbit hole with my way of it. And then sometimes when people reveal something, it's like nothing you ever considered was the alternative. So me and my layer of overthinking, I'm learning to see different lens. So key thing, ask a question. When I started to go down that road, I'd be like, before I go down this road, let me make sure we on the same road that I about to go down. And once you give me the green light, then I realize on the same, then I go down.
Right.
But yeah, that's a thing. I overthink, or used to. So, we're talking in past tense.
Indeed.
I used to overthink ridiculous. See what I did there, Dick?
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
Mine is anger. So I think like most people who when I say far from me, like a lot of people who I interact with daily, as I always say you so nice, but the people who closest,
well, they don't know.
The persons who closest to me, they would understand that certain things upset. Yeah, I have a temper.
You have a temper?
Yeah, and I have a thing that I do, which is I kind of want to work on it. I read off of people's energy. So if you come to me real calm, somehow your calm persona would just calm me down. And if you come to me jolly, somehow your jolly personality would just make me jolly. So if you come to me with a kind of a
you ready.
Don't do me that. Tap down.
Not
calm
dangerous
down.
too,
Don't approach me like that. So
all you seeing it? All you seeing the gangster?
Yeah. So I think that is one of the things I definitely don't like, because I don't believe that people's energy is supposed to be able to affect yours. Your energy is your energy, and it should be calm and lovely and whatever all the time without somebody. I feel like that is ultimate, the ultimate accomplishment, or the ultimate thing that I would want to achieve. And I don't feel like I'm there.
But you're aware of it too.
Yeah.
The fact that you're aware.
But it's very upsetting that people could upset me. It's upsetting to me. I get vexed with if somebody triggers me, I sit down and get vexed with myself. I'd be like, how do you even get down to this? And
because sometimes she might misinterpret something into being angry, and then she go on clear. Yeah. And this time it's not anger at all.
Yeah. So
just make she getting angry, but make sure that what you're reading is in fact anger before you hit them mark the fire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it's not necessarily somebody giving me. No, I don't think I would misinterpret people being angry. I don't think it's anything like that. I feel like it's obvious if somebody giving me attitude or something. Yeah, I feel like it's obvious if somebody giving me attitude.
I am different in the sense of if I get angry, it's very few places that I'm comfortable showcasing anger.
Right.
So I could be angry here about something, but nobody else would know about that until I reach in a space where I was angry about it.
Where it's safe to exhibit it. Yeah.
It's not gonna, you might see it, but the reaction in the real time, it's not gonna come out. But when I do, if I vent into a friend or something, they go and get everything. But most people would never see that side of it.
Right.
Y'all have seen y'all haven't seen 100%, but y'all have seen enough.
That's not 100.
But y'all have seen, see what I'm saying? But y'all have seen enough. But there have been instances in professional settings.
How much percent we saw?
Must be a little 60.
Never.
Yeah.
And still have 40 more to add to that.
And then
Plenty.
she
More
might
than
break
that.
our bones.
Chris, keep that there.
Ole, cool
Keep
actor.
that.
Ole, the sellout
Yeah,
thing.
continue.
But what I'm saying is that she make me forget what I want to say.
Oh, you're not sipping, eh?
What I'm saying is,
trying to remember what she was gonna
I
say.
forgot what I said because
Just
Neicy
now,
take
huh?
me down the road.
Sorry,
You
you
was
catch me
now
off
gonna
guard when I
say-
say we ain't get all.
She was gonna say something if I could
You see all this, although I can't take all this.
Wheel
Right?
the show, Ananias.
What I was saying is in response to what you said, like y'all have seen my thing, but if I'm in a professional setting, which I've been in many occasions, and people, you all know my pet peeve. One of them is unprofessionalism, that kind of thing, and they piss me off. I cannot now brock out in front of people, in front of an audience, or in front of onlookers.
What's like a container there?
So yeah, I had to stay in artist mode. So
Yeah.
I learned to be seething with rage and livid, but keep it
contain.
And the moment I'm able, I explode like an atomic bomb.
Right.
And yeah.
But that would be like on your own time and on your, in your own space.
Chris kind of introduced me to in terms of the because my thing is
it down until you
like the containing of it, like I mightn't say anything, but my body language, gesture, everything, tone with how I speak would tell you.
Okay.
So to be able to put it in a little box and close it and then take it away, like that's
it must come out. I would never suggest keeping it in. But what I would suggest is read the room.
Containing.
Whether, and check it out and try to determine whether it's gonna make you look a certain kind of way. And then when you're safe in enclosed spaces
let it out.
with people, one friend tell me, Krystal, like, I'm forever scarred by your temper. And this was years ago. She said she'll never forget she never saw anybody. To this day too, she said she never saw somebody get as mad as me for.
Somebody told me, this was a guy. He was like, because when I finally reached a place of maturity, and he was like, yo, I could see it. And I was like, what do you mean you could see it? Like, what you have to see?
You could see the difference.
And he was like, yeah, because for like years I've been an emotional punching bag. And I was like, what?
I could understand where he would say that.
But I didn't know.
Yeah.
I
Neicy
didn't.
is a delicate flower.
So what? You used to give him the
Neicy-
attitude?
Yeah, like he was one of my safe space.
Okay.
So the anger that I feel in the world.
Right.
When I come to him.
Yeah.
When he said emotional punching bag, did he mean you would take it out on him?
Yes, because if I come to
Wait,
him in
take
that
it out or
moment
come?
and he says the wrong thing,
Okay.
Then you would go
I
off
would
on him.
react to him, but I'm not vexed at you. Like, when
Yeah,
couples
yeah.
quarreling about the toothpaste, but it's not about the toothpaste. We used to be like that. So now he be like, I
It's
don't
a bigger
mind
principle.
Yeah.
you venting. But when he started to make me the problem, I signing off.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, it was a hard pill to swallow, but we've been good ever since.
I see some stuff in the chat room. Of course, Macasey says Papa Destra.
Yes.
And then we have Kester Campbell. Is he new?
Hey, Casey. No,
Hi,
one of our
Kester.
first.
Okay,
oh
see,
my
yes. He says Happy New Year, ladies. Hashtag
Happy New
blessings. Then we have Shawna in the house saying, yo. She says, as I like to say, life is essentially about choices and consequences. She goes on to say, we have both the power and responsibility to choose and be better. Then she says, also tell Neicy I locking off rice for 2023. We had too much rice at that Christmas dinner.
Oh,
gosh. What do you do with that rice? Y'all give it away?
I don't know what they end up doing
What
with
did
it.
you do?
I have no idea. Because I left
goodness.
a little before, so I don't know if they shared it.
I didn't answer.
I don't know.
One of the things that I would change about myself is my impatience. There are several things. I mean, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But at the top of my list, I think, is impatience. I have when I want something, I want it now.
Yeah.
And personally, I will do what needs to be done immediately to get it done now for now.
Right.
Of course, depending on how bad I want it. So sometimes when I don't feel like people meeting that energy, meeting me with that same energy, and this is across my whole life, across you, not just in work and stuff, this is just across everything. It's like at a certain point, if you ain't get me what I want within a time frame, I will do it.
Right.
Otherwise, if I wait on you, I would want to go crazy. You know what I mean? And I know it's a problem for me since I was small, because I remembered my primary school teacher saying, "This child impatient, huh?" I remember about what. I can't remember about what, but I remember that that phrase. And then in secondary school, I remembered one of my teachers who I assumed did not like me very much. And she's like, you are one of the most impatient little humans I've ever come across in my life. You know what she said? It was such disdain.
Like if as a kid, she's speaking to you like a baby.
The most impatient little human. I think I was in form 2 or 3, so I was still small.
Okay.
But she said it with such disdain, and I can't remember. I tend to block out things, but I've heard it so many times from people. You are too impatient. You're too impatient, and up to this day, it doesn't stop.
Yeah,
you know.
I have impatient tendencies, but not in all areas of life.
Yeah.
So like, some people could view me as one of the most patient person because they know me in a certain space.
Yeah.
And then something else I might be very impatient in. So it's like
Same
different areas pull different things out. But yeah, it's something I'm mindful of, and I try to operate on like God's time and stuff, so I'm not too hasty.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Guys, we have a new subscriber in the building, going by the name Shamar Adams.
Hello,
Shamar, big up you. He says new subscribers in the building.
Nice.
Hey,
10,001.
I hope you're hitting that like button and sharing and commenting. We still have a lot more in store for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. We like when we get new people. Even if it's just one, we celebrate. And we talk about celebrating our wins.
Yes.
Big up that new subscriber.
Cheers to you.
We'll take a sip for that.
Let me take a sip. All it an arm. Shannon goes on.
Stop being impatient with my arm. It's coming.
Wait.
It's coming.
Shannon goes on to say we shared up some of the rice and also made some parcels and distributed to the less fortunate.
Nice.
Well, then that's good. Take that worked out.
That food lash
to the
though.
Jamet and Madam Director boy.
Real lash.
Yeah.
That food lash.
And my ham lad.
Yeah, your ham.
Although I see a pink patch, I wasn't sure the pink patch was
Chris, don't change. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Don't kill
was
it,
it
Chris.
fat?
Don't kill it.
It wasn't fat. What was it? Oh God!
Chris,
I cooked that for 6 hours.
Chris.
All right. But my ham was busting.
Yeah,
It tastes good.
And for us who ate on the outside of the ham, it was.
You'll make fun of it inside of the ham.
I didn't even see the pan.
We didn't reach that far.
Oh gosh, I can't take all it. Shannon, what happened to the ham again? 6 hours.
Who next with the question? Chris,
Who have the next question? Me, but that was my question there, though.
No. My question was, the goals.
Yeah, and then she asked what you don't like about yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, then it's you, Sean.
Shawna, you up? Shawna, now you ain't ready. You're not ready.
Ready yourself.
I don't know about the Katie questions, but what is something that you wanna change for this year? But I don't mean like external goal, like exercising or
internal.
Yeah, like something internal.
I
that
want
you think
to
you wanna do this.
have a more. Oh, you finished your question?
Yeah.
I wanna have a more consistent prayer life. Like
Okay.
I don't want to be one of those persons who like praying on the go, like you're in the taxi. Oh Lord, bless you. I want actually like people who just wake up to just talk to God and read the Bible and stuff. I want to have a more consistent prayer life. Yeah.
When you say prayer, I mean because prayer is just saying prayers. It's just saying specific prayer
like
for outcomes or a relationship because
on a relational aspect, like having more of an intimacy with God.
Well, then just talk to him because I mean at every given.
But that's like, what I mean.
I am like I tell my cousin this all the time and she laughs hysterically. Right? I have to talk to God every minute of the day because I am a wretched soul. If I don't, lots of bad things will happen.
No,
you
but
know what I mean?
what I'm referring to is like waking up and setting the tone of your day by spending time with God.
You don't do that already?
Like I do it, but not consistently. Like sometimes I have the time to wake up and do it, and then sometimes my day starts before I even get out of bed, like a phone call. Yeah. So I just on the phone working, and the day might pass. Be like, oh shucks, and then So not as he talking to God during the day, but like not starting my day until I spend time with God. Like
I've put in something into practice. I would say for the last 6 months almost, my cousin gave me this prayer to say. It's called the prayer of Jabez. I put some little tweaks in there to, make it personalize it toward me, and I stuck it at the head above my head on the wall by my bed, so I see it as I wake up, and it's a reminder for me So, okay, no, you don't get out of this bed until you acknowledge the Lord. You set your
Like
intentions for the
that.
day.
Yeah.
You set your mindset for the day, and you cover yourself.
And
that's why I stopped taking calls before 11 a.m.
Okay.
Right? Because I found that there are many times when I would get a call and I'm awakened out of sleep, or I get a call at 9 a.m. when I'm up and I know I don't want to talk to that person, but I take the call and then my whole day is ruined because there's some nonsense the person came with, you know. So I started to just, you know, streamline my mindset for the day to repel any negative energy that may come my way through prayer, a little bit of meditation, and focus. And then I start my day, and I, no matter who it is, I take calls after 11, unless it's like my dad or my cousin.
For me, like, it would have the instances where the stuff that out of your control, but I like the fact that you have that boundary implemented, because like with social media and stuff, I can't post on when I feel like it. Like I have to be on top of that. So for me to wake up, like to have the time that I need to have and set the time for my day, like set that tone, I need to wake up earlier. It can't be like me pushing back clients.
That
stuff.
is a thing.
You understand? So even like, and being a night owl doesn't help that when you
That's hard for me, you know, because I might be able, sometimes I would need a little sleep aid, so I take melatonin or ZQL, right?
Okay.
Not all the time, but if I need to like do it for the week, I have stuff during the week, meetings or whatever, I do that. But then up comes the weekend, and I have gigs on the weekend, and I have to stay up, and I'm now driving home at 2 a.m.
So that's why I say consistent, because even like with me, I wanted to put on weight, and a big part of putting on weight is increasing your calories. And I would miss breakfast like religiously. Like my first meal would be sometime after 12, 1 o'clock, because I now get through with my work, and I'm now going to eat. So even like waking up early, having time to have a proper breakfast, and then starting my day. So by 9 o'clock I should be able to like done be up and take care of me, and now I could sit down to deal with clients.
Indeed. Should I read?
Like
Yeah. We have Dion's. I'm trying to keep in real time with everybody. I have Dion's thoughts and feelings. She says, I believe that New Year's resolutions are tough to maintain because they're seasonal and dependent on the new year. It's inherently non-disciplinary. Well said. Right? That is the truth, right? And she goes on to say, I don't usually do them thing, but I technically started exercising again this year, so I guess that's my New Year's resolution. That's another thing. I feel like I started to exercise from last year, because I would have said for the new year I would start, but I was like, no, start now. Start now. And I just, you know, up one day randomly and just went and did it.
I used to use my birthday as my new year. So by the time people
that's another thing.
Time people start, I don't in the new year, but for me, I don't hold myself to what you said, but like after the new year hype wears off, people done. So for me, every month is like new goals, new what we're trying to get done. So I check in with myself as much as I can. So it's not just limited to January the 1st, but it's like every 1st.
Well, for me, my birthday is New Year's.
Yes, lucky.
But I don't operate like that either, because it's my birthday, and that's my month for celebrating life. I don't care about no goals. So the whole world on goals,
you party.
I actually start my goal calendar from February, and I've always done that. Like I don't want to hear nothing. January is I'm at a new age of life. I worked hard all year. I got to like this year, you know, I got to 30. I'm happy.
I don't believe it. This little 12-year-old looking girl is 30. Or they can believe that.
So I don't want to hear.
Why 12 though?
So usually I don't want to hear anything about goals. When people come and say, I didn't plan anything as yet, and I'm not ashamed to say, because I've always done that. And then as it comes down to January, and January is near the end, I start planning. So usually by February, I'm now starting some routine or some, you know.
You're sounding like those people who say January was just a trial. We go start this over in February.
Always. I mean, I have it in mind, but I really don't start being intentional. And anyway, so as we talking about the same, the question that I asked, mine is, yours is prayer, mine is being a little more intentional. And by that I mean staying intentional. So sometimes you're get really motivated and excited to what's plans. I want to feel that fire all the time. I want to be intentional towards it, because there are a lot of times you'll have dips and you might slow down, and it's not really about how you're feeling. You have to be able to do things regardless of feelings. So I try to practice more discipline, or I would like to practice more discipline than just depending on that fire, I really want to be intentional about things. So I think that is the thing that I would want to work on internally.
Internally. What was your question again?
What is the thing that you want to work on internally, but not like a goal, not an external goal, money or show, anything, but actually internal something
like
that you want to fix or change or anything.
Right. So I could easily say work on my impatience, but I mean that is a given.
Yeah.
But one thing I think I could and I try my best to is to let some things go.
Right.
There's some things that in my life and in my life experiences that
you hoard.
I maybe I'm not usually an emotional hoarder. Like I can get away with it all now and be fine 5 minutes later once we resolve it. But there are certain things, you know. But your that's easy. But in my life, there's always that one person or persons that you know could make you feel some type of way because you feel like they should know you to a point where,
or maybe their stuff is continual.
Yes, and it's been continual for years and years. So it's hard to let certain things go, but that is something I'm trying to work on even now. So maybe it's what it is. You're not gonna necessarily get the satisfaction that you have been craving all these years for your own sake and mental health and peace of mind. And maybe just let it go. And so it's not easy to do, but it's you don't have a choice. I want to ask something.
3 deep questions.
Hold yeah.
Give me some fun, Chris.
Well, fun, nothing.
She's celebrating.
We asking Katie questions today.
Go, Katie.
Is there anything that is too serious to joke about in your opinion, and what would that be? Well, I have one, but let me hear all what is something that you all think is too damn serious to joke about? And if anybody make a joke about it, you go lick them down. Let me put it over like that in that Trini way. Okay, I'll go first. Go ahead, Shawna.
I can't really think of anything, but the first thing that came to my head is racism.
Oh gosh.
I don't really like racist jokes. I get annoyed.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like,
you don't think some are funny and could get away with it?
It depends. Like, if it's like a demeaning way, like you feel you're better than somebody kind of joke, I don't like it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway, I would say I'll leave it there. I was going to give an example, but nah.
I have one.
Out.
I think a joke that, for me personally, right? Not just generally, because it varies people. But for me, don't make no joke about my father, If you come and you make a joke that is not funny about my father, I will knock you out.
I take any context.
I cannot remember the last time I was physically violent.
Statement.
Right?
So give us some context.
I'm just saying it's a trigger, right? Yeah. I cannot remember the last time I got physically violent. It was years. But if you come, you'd have your mama jokes. You come and you tell me your mama joke or your mama this or whatever, or you tell me something, mama, I ain't go back to island, right? But you see, my father is my mother and my father in one. If you come and you tell me something about my father and disrespect my father,
that is a day, Chris. Go on.
Let me tell you,
be loud, Chris.
The red woman will come out like a big red steaming fiery beast. Yeah, you're gonna get knocked out. And I don't care how big he is either. Don't make no joke about my father. You know what I mean? Like, in Trinidad, it's like you don't get ignorant, but it's that one thing that you can get. You get that one thing that you can get ignorant about.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
Chris and
I don't know what it is with that.
Chris and
Daddy. Tell me something about my father.
That is it.
Before you even finish this sentence, but the minute you say father, Island Girl Talk does not condone violence. Just saying.
For me, I would say like mental health, but specifically like when people say they're depressed and stuff, and people just
Shannon just said that.
Really?
Go ahead, finish. Because
but for me, like something that always stands out to me, when you see like people who look like they have it all together commit suicide and stuff, right? Especially like, I mean, they want to be with like celebrities because they're well known, but you'll be like, how like what you could be thinking about, or how you could be feeling to take a gun and shoot yourself, like but people don't understand, like when you're depressed, you're not your brain not connecting the way it's supposed to. Your thought patterns aren't healthy. In that moment, if you think life doesn't make sense, if you think you don't have an out, like no amount of money in the bank, family love you, you know, these things not gonna in that moment switch you off. So when you hear people even say about it, you know, people like, we had a whole topic on this when they say, like, you know, in the Trinidad culture, it's like they're looking for attention, but take those things serious. You know, ask a question, because you don't know if that is that person we have crying for help, and you just brush it off, and then later on it's like, but I didn't know. You know, so for me, when I hear people talk about stuff around depression, I'm not too versed with the anxiety side of life, but depression is something that kind of makes me pay attention.
It's funny you should say something like that, because there's somebody on Facebook now. I have tons of people on my friends list that I don't know, and there's this guy, he came up twice. I don't even remember his name now, but he started posting some serious suicidal things. He's like, if y'all don't hear from me, it's because I finally did it. All right, because sometimes I seriously just don't want to live anymore, and I don't want to do this. And I'm like, somebody help this man, because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to, I'm like,
and you know the person or no?
I don't know him. I just don't know. I didn't even, he just popped up on my feed one day, and then I saw a couple shares, and then I was like, who is this person? Like, somebody please help him. And then I went to his friends list to see if we had any mutual friends, so that I could reach out and say, hey, do you know some? But he hid his friends list. You know, you could do that, right? So I couldn't see who were his friends. And then I saw something else again saying, like, I just feeling like this might, it's gonna happen, kind of thing. And I like, bro, I was like, I am going to see one day people saying rest in peace to this guy, and I'm going to feel very bad. You know what I mean? But I just you know, we did something on this once. We talked about it, and it's you know, it's easy to talk about, and probably easier to do if you know the person, but it's so difficult. I feel like if it pops up again in my feed, because I know his profile picture, I will say, hey.
I think that's something that always stands out to me, especially like with celebrities again, because it's like, these are people who sometimes when they go on their profile before, say that they commit suicide or whatever, their last few posts was so bubbly and happy, and you want to know where this come out from. But in a split second, as again, like when you in that sunken place, you don't know what going through people's minds, and I just find like depression is not something to joke about or to take lightly.
I did see something interesting on TikTok, because you know they have these longer clips, 3-minute clips, and it was talking about suicide. And you know how the first thing people go to say is suicide is so selfish, because you're doing, you know, you're not thinking about how it's going to affect people and stuff. But then someone else was like, no, it's not selfish, right? You know how low you have to get to do something like that, and it's really not about, when you're thinking about suicide, you're not thinking about how it's going to affect anybody else. You're thinking about whatever
this to end.
Overwhelming pain is, you know what I mean? Sometimes emotional pain is worse than physical pain. You know what I mean? And
especially when you don't think it have an out, you're gonna wake back up tomorrow towards this.
And the person even went on to explain why suicide might be, I don't even want to say the words, but might actually be what is best. And I was like, what? In as much as I was looking at it with this incredulous look on my face, like, what the hell is this person saying? But then when he explained it, I was like, you know, you don't want to admit that the person making sense. I don't necessarily agree with what he said, but you know it's still making sense. And I'm like, bro, I don't even want to entertain this thought process right now. But he's making some kind of sense. But then at the same time, I would never think that suicide is the best way out. You know, there must be somebody who might be willing to help. And bro,
and that's the thing, access, resources, knowledge, all of those things are not, they are available for everybody. And like, I even, like, if I think about myself, of course, I have never been in a situation for suicide, so I would never judge anybody. I have never felt suicidal, so I would never, you know, like people judging, this whole thing with Twitch and all of that, you know, a lot of people passing judgment on the wife and on him and stuff. But if you're not in a position, if you've never been there, then you can't speak. And for me, not being in a position, I could still see that there are many times where, like, you know, when you say you're overthinking, but you'll have like conversations with yourself, two conversations. So one side of yourself might be saying, yeah, but this not making sense about this. But this side of yourself might tell yourself, no, you're not making sense. Like, you know, I don't want to sound like a crazy person.
No.
But think about the conversations that we have with ourselves on a daily basis to make choices. So you could imagine somebody at a low state where they're both selves not making it. Like, there's no resolve. What you're saying is not working. What you're saying is not working. There's no resolve. There's
kind of
nothing.
Chaos in your
it's
brain.
Just
and
chaotic.
Some of it is hormonal, some of it is like,
and that's what I say. Most of it is hormones because
what you're saying is like, I don't even think you'll realize what you're saying has some serious heights to it, because I was watching something again and it said they were saying basically that your thoughts are not your own.
Yes,
you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. So the thoughts that you thinking and you might be like, oh my God, what the hell? That is not you thinking the thoughts. You are the person observing the thoughts being, you know, so
and
that
you get to agree or disagree,
right? So that what I mean, we're not gonna go there because that's a whole other psychedelic conversation. But no, it's not. It's actually
it makes sense. It makes sense.
You know,
somebody explained it to me as oh God, I know we said we wasn't gonna go there, so let me just say this real short, right?
Chris was the one who started.
Somebody explained this to me. This is somebody who don't believe like in the devil and stuff, right? And they would be like, why we want to put blame on the devil all the time. We want to put blame on somebody when we actually have like a higher and lower self, and don't blame other people for the negative energy that you could bring into play or the positive energy that you could bring into play. So evil exists, good exists. So it was like around those heights as well.
Indeed. Shannon made a comment about the about your mental health point. She says, I think a lot of folk joke about mental health and that's not cool. Ignorance is no excuse to downplay persons who are going through it, even if it seems small or nonsensical. Agreed. Big up Shannon in the house.
Yep.
Madam Director.
But about my point when I was saying this is real beside the point.
We have a comment on
we have a comment on Instagram. What are they saying?
Yes, I'm a vet before I say it out
loud. Just read it. Yeah.
So Swag Media CEO said, do you think it is okay for women to use their sex to manipulate men for what they want?
Oh gosh, what a question. What a question. Is that the only comment on there? So we have
Amrita saying, yo, Shawna.
Hey. Guys, we're also live on Instagram.
Is saying, good afternoon, ladies, and Happy New Year.
So guys, we're getting a question from a commenter on Instagram.
Yes.
From who? What is he called?
Swag Media CEO is saying, do you think it is okay for women to use their sex to manipulate men for what they want? Interesting.
So you all heard Neicy. I mean, I think the answer is self-explanatory.
Conversation.
Manipulating or using sex to get what you want from someone, whether you're male or female, is, I think, immoral. But at the same time, a lot of people out there, if they use it, they flaunt it, and if they know that it's a means to an end, they also have the right to do that too. Let's just call a spade here. Sex workers have been sex work has been in existence from time immemorial, right? And before we great grandmother was born, there have been sex workers, right? And it is a thing, and it is work. From what I, have seen and read and heard,
I think
and
in
that
his
kind of
case,
thing. But
he referred to like the women who aren't calling themselves that, who like the average today girl,
using it to manipulate men.
So many opinions on that. I don't even want to get into that.
I have an opinion.
We cannot obligate it to respond.
I have an opinion.
What's the opinion?
This is my opinion, because I like to come from the lens of, I don't like to go external, I like to go internal. If you are the type
and you're
of
saved
man,
and sanctified,
thank you, Jesus. And this is no job at nobody, but for me to respond to a question like that, if you're the type of man that a female can use sex to manipulate
you,
says a lot about
says
you.
a lot.
More than
hey, Neicy with this and that. Come on, hey, shut up.
I just say.
Take her by surprise there. I don't see it going down.
Yes, Neicy.
I just
Swag
say.
Media, in response to your question, we are in agreement with Neicy. We think that if someone has succeeded in manipulating a man via sex, then it says a lot about the man, that he's easily manipulated, and that man might want to do some inner work and you know, in order to safeguard himself from that kind of thing.
Yeah, we all have
No, go ahead.
we all have sexual desires, right? Even the safe and sanctified. Like this is part of who we are as human beings, and nothing is wrong with sexual desires. But when you consider the extent of, I don't want to get too spiritual or religious, but when you consider the extent of sex, this is where they take you to the conversation of lust. So if you're in the direction of lust and needing the body, and then
don't
you
have
have
self-control,
right? So
with
then you
your
have to do
desires.
some internal work, as Neicy said.
Guys, what after Neicy, one
no,
more
well,
question
I was just
to
going
sip
to
and
answer
spill.
that because it have like a few females that I see from time to time online, and this is becoming a pet peeve of me, of mine.
Yes,
personalize it me. Like girls who guys cheat. And you're always online.
Say that again, girls.
Like girls who
who
in
deal with
relationship
men
and the men
who cheat.
always cheating.
Yeah.
And you always online cussing out some girl or telling some girl to stay away from your man, but you never addressing the fact that your man cheating though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand? Like that is a serious pet peeve. Like you the one claiming the relationship more than the guy you're with claiming it. You are ready to tell a girl about Chimada and Chifada, Chris. You're ready to tell somebody as soon as something happened, but you never holding your guy accountable. He's the one made the decision to be with you. He's the one who owes you his loyalty.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like be accountable for yourself. It doesn't matter what people bring to your door. You the one had to decide if you're opening it and letting it come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. So one more question before we go. There's one last one. We can't end on that.
Make it fun.
All right. So like Ole looking to me first. All right. Okay.
Looking to she.
All right. I have two, and y'all could choose which one to answer. How about that? I can only options.
Go through.
The first one is, what is the first thing you would do if you ever woke up one day as the opposite sex? Right? That's one you could choose from. The other one you could choose from is, what's your most embarrassing fantasy? He said fun. So y'all could choose to respond. Which one y'all want to go with?
Just now.
The fantasy one?
Give me a second to think about
Oh
which one I wanna
gosh, no
choose.
lulls.
Neicy, which one you wanna go with?
Repeat the question. Sorry.
The first question is, what is the first thing you would do if you woke up the next day as the opposite sex? And the second question, I'm giving you all two questions to choose from. The second question is, what is your most embarrassing fantasy?
Okay, I'll go the first one.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I thought so.
So pre-Jesus,
Neicy.
I would have wanna have sex.
Of course.
That's what everybody would want to do.
Just experience it from on their side, or even just to see like I would have wanna you know how fellas is used the chat to pussy. I wanna see if I have swag in these streets.
Yeah.
I wanna see if I could get through.
Yeah.
If I could be a hot
boy.
I don't know I get it through. As long as I'm not short, I get it through. Yes,
yeah, I would have want to see like if it really that hard for men to track.
I out in the streets getting birds.
I'll be like, yo, is it really that hard for men to really be like to track a girl?
Yeah, you're gonna try.
But not as it.
But wait. Here how that will work. If you wake up as the opposite sex, knowing all that you knew previously, that is how you know you're going to get birds. Because as somebody who used to be a woman, you know how to connect with women.
Yes.
And vice versa for the men.
I don't want to do it to manipulate though. I want to do it with really look at myself and see where's my strengths and my weaknesses and use it to the best of my ability.
I go tell you what I want to do. Three things. I want birds.
Right.
And then I want to climb the corporate ladder and see how far I could go just because I'm a man.
Day, or you want to stay as a man?
Whatever.
Okay.
This is interesting.
And the third one is, I want to know what it's like to fart in public as a
my
man.
gosh.
Because men just do that all the time, and it's not fair.
I don't know what Chris talking about because I, as a female,
You know how men could get away with a lot? You see, she answers my question. Men could get away with farting in front of the girlfriend or in public, and it's all good.
His and her bathrooms is I could number 2 in peace,
right?
You know,
but you don't want to know what it's like to be a man and be like prompt or belch, and nobody gives no one bats an eye.
I think even as I would
easily
because I could get to be masculine now,
or urinate in a corner in some some wall and nobody watching.
I would be a real if I was a guy.
Men,
I
like the grimy men that just does what they want.
Decent human beings don't do that.
Like we're animals, man.
You know, I know something Chris would do.
What?
Chris would grow a lot of hair.
I would grow all my hair out, beard, everything. I mean, I would groom it, I would mark it and things.
Yeah.
But everything here.
I would just like to track girls and see how much I can get. Like, but I don't want to do it in a manipulative way.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
I don't care how I doing it.
I want to do it. There's knowing the game and knowing how to play the game.
You see how it shows how we not that different? That's better, man.
If y'all see our tech guy's face right now.
I want birds.
Oh, go her
No. Oh my, you know why that chicken line will work?
Oh my
if I was a tall man, translate this beauty into handsomeness.
Right.
And a tall.
But you're sure though, you can add height.
Yeah, but if I was a man, men grow differently, so I
Okay,
might
true.
be like a few inches taller.
Right,
Give me a little 5'11".
Okay.
A little 5'11".
You know what I actually want to do? When I think about this deeper,
give me a little 5'11".
I want to ask a female what she want to eat. And then when she say nothing, like really go buy myself a meal and sit in front of her and not shake.
Oh God!
That's not really mean.
No, because it's
understanding from the side of a female.
Yeah, like I want to test that. I want to see her get vexed, and then I want to be like, "Why you vexed? Because you say you didn't want nothing."
That's not gonna work out in your favor.
What's gonna happen?
No birds.
Oh my goodness!
We always doing that. Yeah. We are custom. Yeah. I don't know, but I just want to be on the flip side.
Shawna, you answer.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Birds,
boy.
We want to
Birds
get
are the top of the list, boy.
We have to try to, experience.
So I guess essentially what we say. Let me read between the lines for you. Now read in the room right now. Essentially, what we're saying is, because so much is pressure is put on us to be perfect as women, that we basically saying if we get a chance
from men too,
that we basically saying if we get a chance to be men, we gonna be hoes. Yes, and that's essentially what we saying. Because men get away with being easy.
Yeah.
They don't have to think.
They don't.
But I mean, we just do it for the sake of experience. I don't think I would want to be that person.
We do it. The point is, we say we gotta do it.
Right, but because remember, we now have a new opportunity to try something.
Ananias, our tech guy, you are telling us that it's not that easy to be.
Oh gosh,
it's not that easy to be a guy.
See, what's your one question, do?
It's not that easy to be a guy.
First things first, right?
We had
First things first, right? A man approaching a woman takes years of trial and error. You had to bounce your head for multiple years in order to understand all your knowledge. In order to understand all your.
Not to get us, because once a woman like you get how
no. The understand. No.
Yeah, but you're talking about the get to understand.
Let me tell you something. If it is I approach a girl that like me and I say some stupid, she go and stop immediately. All attraction gone.
Because it has some guys who say real stupid things around me, and my likability for them overpower that.
You sure, boy?
Yes. She in line.
I'm not saying
He say some stupid enough.
Stupid. That's like.
But this is somebody I liked prior. Okay, because
and
if it's a new person, I would agree with him.
If it's new, you want to tread.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
But if it's solidify.
No, you're now approaching the girl for the first time, and then you say some stupid. Immediately, you're done.
That's me for sure.
You're done. If all you say,
first that's you too, because you like educated men. So if he can't
be real stupid,
you make it.
all you does say things all the time.
It has to be real chauvinistic.
All you does say things. No. All you say things all the time, and we just be like, she mightn't be that smart though, but she look good.
It's true. No, facts. I had a guy told me his level of tolerance. No, here it is. The level of things he tolerated is based on how fine the girl is.
Wow.
He said the kind of things he tolerate from females is based on how fine she is. Like, the prettier she is, she has more leeway.
Chris, you see what you did?
You then our
we rap.
Our tech guy Ananias has a point, because I don't care how fine you are, I don't care how good you are in bed. You may get away with saying some silly things, but if you say the right stupid thing, that makes sense. The right stupid thing,
the right level of
stupidity.
You're gone.
You're inside.
You know,
like
you're gone. You're
Yes.
gone. I will ghost him so bad. I wouldn't even. You just not. He would question his own existence. He would wonder if he entered the Twilight Zone and dated a girl named Krystal, and all of a sudden he can't reach this person named Krystal. Yeah.
Next dimension.
Like if he says something chauvinistic or degrading, you know, that is something that would mess with me, and I'd be like,
likewise. And I am not one who likes sexual conversation. So if you come at me with any kind of a sexual talk,
turn off if I don't know you comedy, hey, sexy, and you start to go down that lust road.
But that's the thing.
not my flick.
It's different for all and all, yeah. So we don't know what the hell's our
But that's the thing. Don't do the one
safe.
approach. Like you would, like what work on Janice, you want to bring that to me. Learn me.
for the first time I'm approaching, yeah.
Yes, observe and learn me.
You know it is. You know it is we. You know it is we just do. You know it is we just do in order to even make that first approach good. Just let all they do all the talking.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
That's smart. Very smart.
That's all you had to do.
And then know when to.
But I stick years.
Because I've also been in situations where I met the guy and he's like, I do this. And you know, I work in a
Wait, what you say when you meet him?
Hey, you know what that sound like? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with what's his name? The new one with Johnny Depp. And he was talking to the Oompa Loompas. He's like,
it's so short. God, when the song drops.
No, because by the time he's finished, I was like, okay, well, my name is Shawna. Like, what is left for me to say? Like, come on,
that's
bro.
what do you think? Eh? Hey, we had to make that into a soundtrack, a sound effect. When somebody talking stupidness, like if we get a caller,
oh my God,
and we don't agree, we press that.
That is rude.
Hey, Neicy right now though, we have to remember that.
Spell it.
No, right now how we had to do the sound effect. Yeah. Hey, let's talk like that, bro.
Guys, we need to wrap up.
Anytime any one of us say something stupid from now on, everybody go.
Or you're not going to have me ending up on NYOB page.
Guys, it's a wrap for Sip and Spill. And then I hit us with an animation again, boy.
And the voice over
it's a wrap for Sip and Spill. Look the animation, boy. New things for the new year.
Yep.
Guys, we're going to take one very quick break and be back with more. We've got Let's Talk Trends. We've got Get Through, Going Through coming up. Keep it locked, Island Girl Talk, right here on O.U.R Radio.fm.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
and everybody chanting now.
Look at the people coming down. Together, now we strong.
Look at the people coming down. Together, now we strong.
Heart of the sweetest melody.
Music, mass, and love, my trinity.
In a world so cold, how we so free.
Well, come, let me tell you honestly.
Look how we take away the pain. I can't explain it in my veins. Find myself down in Port of Spain.
I'm not the same, so can't blame every creed and race. Everybody tongue in the heart of Port of Spain. Mass, come again.
Well, look how the place on fire now.
Mass, come again. A spirit to bring the power down. Mass, come again.
Give them the drum is thunder now.
Mass, come again. And everybody chanting now.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
In fact, we honor particular.
I felt an amazing fire. Somewhere in a jump, baby. Somewhere in a jump. A brass in between and a rocking anything. Somewhere in a jump, baby. Somewhere in a jump.
And welcome back to Island Girl Talk. It's your girl Neicy,
Trinidad Shawna,
Crystal Khayne.
and it's time for the very first Let's Talk Trends for 2023.
Yes.
Hey!
Hey, you swear we have good.
We have some
We gotta get
congrats.
some sound effects
Yes,
to compliment that.
we have one already. Bloop, bloop. No?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let me keep the news brief short and sweet. Congratulations is in order for one of our very own IGT Spotlight Queens, the one and only Terry Lyons, who
Yes.
was recently crowned the Queen of the Caribbean in Calypso.
Yeah.
Big up you, Terry.
Snaps.
I'm so happy for Terry.
Yes,
She
Trinidadian
she's worked
Calypso.
hard.
Yes.
Trinidadian Calypsonian Terry Lyons has won the regional female Calypso competition. She performed two of her classics, well known in Trinidad, Megan, My Dear, and O.U.R. The thing is, these songs are still from 2020 and earning titles in 2020.
Yes, that's how we do it.
Right? And also, she recently also dethroned another Trinidadian who was the reigning regional queen. So I'm gonna get a little street talk pertaining to this competition.
Because I heard something going on there.
So the reigning queen
is
our very own, the beautiful, talented Khayne. So
Big
she was
up.
the defending
Right.
champion.
Right.
And we had a little Steve Harvey moment
Oh gosh.
during the announcing. Yes, during the
on the
announcing.
street. Don't say
The
that.
streets and loop titi. During the announcing of the queen, they wrongfully announced that Khayne, who was the defending champion, actually won. And they had to come back and say no, she came second, and Terry Lyons is actually the winner.
Oh my
and I'm just happy that two of our very own Trinidadian queens took home the first and second title.
Yes, okay.
Indeed.
But congrats to Terry Lyons and
Yes.
big up you, Khayne. We
Yes.
definitely gonna have Khayne on the show.
Yes,
We're gonna have
definitely.
Khayne on the show.
Definitely. I also just to add to that, this is beside the point, but as you said, bringing on people, I just want to let you all know that Island Girl Talk will be having another segment where women could come and showcase their businesses on our show as well. We'll have a little display, we'll set you all up nice. Remember how we set up Jenna to do your fitness thing? And they could come and display their content, their products, their services, whatever they do. So yes, so get on that now if you'd like to be featured on Island Girl Talk to promote your business. We here for that. Yeah, it's about promoting and highlighting women's accomplishments
in store for you guys this year. Just to give a little back of the competition, it's actually it was a total of 10 Caribbean queens who competed throughout the Caribbean. So they not just Trinidad and Tobago, also from Barbados, Antigua, Dominica, and all these different places in the Caribbean. And it's an annual competition. I don't think they would have had it during the course of the pandemic. But yes, where all the vying queens who would have won the titles in their respective countries, now they come to compete. And it occurred in Montserrat.
Oh, lovely. Oh, yes. I saw the post with Terry.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. So, Terry, once more, big up you. And big up Karine. We're going to be, Karine, we want you. You're coming. We want you.
We have Terry. We need you now.
And moving on to some better news.
Gosh.
Off the heels of the passing of Calypsonian veteran Black Stallion, Sando has honored the late Calypsonian with Black Stallion Day. The city of San Fernando has declared that January 3rd is officially known as Black Stallion Day, moving forward in honor of the life and contribution of the late Calypsonian Dr. Leroy Callis, a.k.a. Black Stallion.
I'm sure he dancing tonight. To that.
Yes.
Tonight the black man feel it to party. Tonight the black man feel it to jam. Tonight the black man just feel to boogie. Come on, hold on to your body. Let me do it.
And that's it for Let's Talk Trends. We like kicking off the new year with good news.
Yes. Good news. Indeed. Guys, let's take one quick Caribbean break and be right back with the lovely Shawna with GT. We ain't saying it. She's saying it. GT.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Give me the microphone, 'cause I just come here to rock this party. All you lonely, I not come to play. Give me the microphone, 'cause I just come here to rock this party. All you leave me, artist no play. Drop a big track any day. Hear what the Benjamin say. Call me King of Swanky, hear me now.
Welcome back to Island Girl Talk.
Yes,
where these ladies have talked the talk behind the scenes, but forget they're on IG Live. Hello.
Oh.
So if you were across on the IG Live, you would have heard the things.
Oh my
but
gosh.
But if you're here on the street,
she did though, Chris. I did.
But if you're here on the stream, then you would have to just read the lips.
Oh my God.
If you want to get the behind the scenes of Island Girl Talk, you had to head across our IG Live.
No. They have to stay here.
Yeah, stay here.
And we direct people from IG to here.
But this is the Get Through Control segment.
So,
y'all know how it
animation.
Wait.
We had to wait for the animation.
Wait.
Yes, sire.
Wait.
So we usually discuss a kind of get through situation or gone through, right?
Yes.
So we want to know about this topic. So I know.
Look at. Hey, Shawna, get the ocean voice.
I love the serenity for the wildness. I love that. Anyway, so this is something that I wanted to get your thoughts on for a while, but you know, the Christmas went, we was real busy and the ting. But a particular law was passed in Indonesia where they banned sex outside of marriage. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that because it made an entire uproar in Trinidad and Tobago.
Chinese.
The Chinese, apparently they live in there because they were so upset. But basically, sex outside of marriage would be penalized with up to 1 year in jail.
What?
Plus, there's more. You are prohibited.
I love it.
From living together. You could no longer live with someone unless you're married. So you know you're
no common law.
No.
Okay.
I have questions.
And for that,
so no common law.
No. So you can't live in
no
shacking up, no shacking up.
No shacking up.
If you're living with someone, you're gonna get jail for 6 months, or you have to pay 10 million rupiah. Now that is about 700 US.
Okay.
So I want to know, right? You're not allowed to be common law or shack up with someone, right? You single, he's single. You're not allowed to live together. So at which point and how do they expect the courtship process to progress if there is no kind of meeting and, you know?
Well, you have that. You have the boyfriend and girlfriend part. They're okay with it. Just you're not allowed to have sex, and then you're not allowed to live together.
No
because
copulation.
Living together is, that leading to the next thing.
That is nonsense.
So how y'all feel about that? Because I mean, that is actually putting a halt on people's freedom.
You policing, like I remembered you saying this. You policing people's genitalia.
Yeah,
you are policing
their moral. You know. I feel like God. You wanna go ahead, Neicy? Go ahead.
I think I remember when we had this topic, and I remember having thoughts on it. But what I came to realize after,
Missy, you change your mind.
No, I changed my mind. No, I just want to add another piece, another layer to this. Like, I think the law is in relation to like the religious beliefs in terms of their country. Yeah. So for instance, like Trinidad, where we have so many different diverse religious groups, you can't come and like cover the whole of Trinidad with one blanket that only fits one particular group. So I think in Indonesia, they have a strong thing against with marriage.
You know why that is nonsense
most of the religions,
because God give us free will.
That's what I was about to say. You cannot
come and police people. God give you free will to know and do right or wrong. Right?
If God himself,
no government has the right to tell you can't bone this guy over the road.
No, because but this was saying, because okay, for instance, like in China, I know they have like laws where certain households could only have one child. You're living in the country.
That was at one point in time because you have
population. To abide by their structure. If you don't want that, you leave. So if you're in Indonesia and this comes to the territory of that, I understand to some extent. In a country like Trinidad,
but even self, because in Trinidad we practice Christianity. The Muslims have certain practices, but all of the practices are actually quite similar, where they really don't believe in
sex before marriage. But they don't put restrictions to the point that you can't.
Because if God himself given you that choice to choose, to know right and wrong and choose right and wrong, or make certain choices for yourself, then who's the government?
Exactly. Right? And I'm going to tell you all this something about Trini people. You know, they say Trini people don't beat up for nothing, they don't rile up for nothing. We will rile up for that. We will rile up for that. Because Trinidad is the land of you know what.
Of horn.
Of horn. Horn, SEX,
for
everything.
Me personally, at this era of Neicy,
of course, you see me get it.
I won't have a problem with it because I am practicing celibacy and I would like to wait until marriage to have sex, and I would like to be with a like-minded person who also sees the value in that.
Right.
And I would also like the law to be there so that if my person decides to act a fool,
Nonsense.
If I person decide to act a fool for the things that I might see, like there is a God and there is the law. So for me, I good.
Neicy say, if I suffer, you all suffer.
Guys, what say you? Do you all agree with Neicy's viewpoint? Let me tell you what's the problem with that.
Neicy are the views of Neicy.
Let me tell you what's the problem with that. The minute you tell somebody they can't do something, they will do it. It's now you're going to get home.
Nah, there's people who
now you're
don't
going to get
have
home.
discipline and the thing is that that's why I use the word like-minded.
Yeah.
If the fact that I telling you don't eat the cake makes you want to eat it, then you're not somebody I want to be with.
I mean, you shouldn't have to say don't eat the cake to somebody who just naturally does not want to eat the cake.
That's what I'm saying. So
but
for
that's
me,
it shouldn't have to say
it
it. The
doesn't.
government shouldn't have to say it.
This law will affect me one way or the other.
You know what I think might be the result of something like this? Real young people getting married and then real people getting divorced. Because
the Bible even says that if you cannot wait to have sex, best you get married and do it under
right. So what I'm telling you, we are going to rush to get the jam, and then we're going to be divorced because it was a marriage based on getting a jam.
Exactly.
I don't think you could get divorced in that country.
So Neicy, I think you living in a bubble. Lisa's living in a fantasy
I am speaking for
of an ideal world.
My mindset. I'm not saying go and tell John who wants to be the village gigolo until he dead to abide by this. I had to be a mad person. I imposing on your free will. But if for me it's not a problem,
not bothering you,
then okay, for who not bothering. But then what I don't like is like people who have an issue with it want to tell the people who don't have an issue with it why they should have an issue with it.
So you come and you meet somebody and you think that's the one, right? And in your mind, Neicy, he is the one. No reason for you to think otherwise. And you all come and you all get married. And then a year in, you come and you meet someone else.
How I'm meeting this person?
You're in the grocery store.
If my eyes on Ananias and I'm married to Ananias, why am I even noticing whoever else in the grocery? I focus on Ananias.
So if you will allow me to finish, right, without any further interruption.
Let me hear
you are married 1 year, and you are in the grocery, or you are in the grocery, or you are working on a project, or whatever. Your paths cross with someone, and you are now finding chemistry is chemistry, right? There's nothing you can do about it. It's like gravity. You jump off a cliff, you're going down. Even with a parachute, you're still going down, but slower. Chemistry is chemistry. You cannot stop it. You meet someone, he is everything you could even beyond what you even imagined that you wanted. And you have what you want with your husband. Right? Whatever, the good, the bad, whatever. But you come and you meet someone that your heart, soul, everything, mind just cannot deny. It's like monster flame. It's almost as if you were soulmates or knew each other prior to this realm of existence.
My husband and I had a fly out.
Hear me out. Right? I know your morals and your values are such that you will always try to do the right thing. But you're also human, and these situations can occur. What I'm saying is, you don't see yourself as perhaps not leaving your husband, but maybe slipping once, or put in a position where you might.
I am not saying
we are inhuman,
because I am human. But for me personally, my decision of somebody who wants to be married and taking the time to meet the right person and whatever, my investment is in my relationship.
And what if your soul now telling you that is really your husband and you made a mistake?
That is not my soul. But the thing is, if I get married to somebody, I make a decision, I made vows, for better, for whatever, we go figure this out. I am not going to be here in this while I'm supposed to be focusing on building this and be having my eyes go elsewhere.
Now don't get me wrong here. This is not me advocating for horning. I'm just saying there are instances where these things happen, and you don't want to go to jail for it.
I think this is where that's my point. No, for me personally, I have always been a relationship type of girl. I've always been that type of, when I'm with you, I see only you type of person. So that kind of comes natural to me. And if I make that choice, that's my choice. I don't think that, even if I look at you and you are attractive, I don't think it's going to be the point that I'm lost.
Not about attraction.
No, but I'm just saying, I I am going to feel convicted.
Physical attraction.
I'm going to feel convicted knowing that I am married to somebody and I
Yeah.
choose this person.
You wouldn't be able to live with
and
yourself.
I'm mentally wondering,
Yeah.
over that is not me.
Yeah, you
that,
wouldn't be able to
that's
live
not
with
me. And I
yourself.
don't even want a person that, yes, he's gonna see nice girls, but you made a choice. If you
Yeah.
can't be somebody that
You'll
is to your
always see
word,
somebody nicer.
then don't
No,
be.
what if
always
it's a
be somebody
situation that is
better.
not actively thinking about it, but more like a what the hell is happening? This is something I can't seem to control.
Press.
That is what I'm talking
Press.
about. Press in your tail.
Press.
Yes, I.
Because
Press. For me, it's a press.
self-control is a big thing.
I'm gone.
Self-control.
You're
gone.
Self-control is a really, really
we've
big
all
thing.
been there with temptation and it's, bro, I'm
And
out.
I heard a pastor say this.
Gone.
The thought is not the sin, you know.
Yeah.
It's acting on it. Like you could look at the girl and be like, she's pretty, but the moment you decide to put yourself out of it to go to talk to the girl, and the thought is not the sin. You're gonna have thoughts. Sometimes you just said it earlier where you're observing your own thoughts.
Yeah.
But when you physically decide to go act out these thoughts, that is where the sin comes in. So,
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so Shawna, wrapping it up. What are you doing?
Yeah,
We didn't even
that
get to
for me,
decide
that was
if
a
we get through
full
or gone.
on gone through because I've got himself say freedom
Free
of
will.
choice. Then who's you? That I still stand.
And which
there
country
with
it is?
that Indonesia.
Going through to Indonesia, boy. Going through. Neicy? Oh, good. Yeah, boy, madness. Madness.
Okay, sorry, I go in there. I find Indonesia get through personally because I find a lot of these stepchildren, step this, step that, all these hybrid situations and stuff. Like for
Neicy,
me,
it's not going to deter
It's not gonna
anyone.
change it.
That's
No.
our point.
It's just
They're
a
going to,
penalty.
because no matter what the law says, no one is going to abide by it. That is what you're trying to tell
Why
you.
you saying
It's going to
everybody
happen even more. So if you go and
we're
you
talking
marry
about Trinidad culture.
Trinidad and anywhere. The government is the government, right? You could govern laws and this and that externally, but you can't go
This
into
will happen in places like Pakistan. It's a cultural thing. It's
honey
also
bunny. Honey bunny.
Chris.
I'm just saying,
Chris.
as much as you think that it is full of morals and values and it's great,
But that's where I'm coming from.
it ain't gonna happen because nobody likes being told what to do, especially when it comes to sex. All right, you're gonna get horny.
They will just be very
All right?
secretive.
And single
And
people
try their
are
very
gonna
best.
do what single people do.
To be very secretive. As usual, I mean,
know what is,
it
you know what
happens
is
They will
right
find
now.
a way around it. They will find loophole after
ask a
loophole.
question. I want to
And
ask a question.
not regarding to marriage, yeah? I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
meant like single people will find a way
But let me
around
ask
it.
a
Of course they will.
Why is sex such a thing that people want freedom with? What if some place they pass a law that says like you know how this had the purge and them stuff? Like when they pass a law where say you could just kill whoever you wanna kill. You know, we would be having a different conversation right now. It wouldn't be about imposing people rights and all these different things.
that's not
How does this apply to what we're talking about? I don't
No,
see the
but-
correlation.
No, what I am saying is the choice of where you're saying that people like want to have sex freely and all these different things, and nobody should police that. Laws are put in place to create order and structure. We might have that opinion with this particular thing because of your personal views on it. But why, if that's the case where you're going against the law, where you're saying that the law shouldn't dictate what you do, but the law has been dictating.
No, that's not what I said. The law is there to dictate generally based on morality what we should and should not do. But you can't. What you are essentially
sex is
doing.
a moral thing
What
too.
you are essentially doing is comparing sex to taking a life.
Why
And
is
it does not the same. Now, sin is sin, right? But me as a single person wanting to screw another single person and not harming anyone else, not even each other, is quite different from me saying, okay, one day in the year I'm gonna have 12 hours to kill everybody in this room. That's the difference.
And
it
either way,
does not
the
comply. It's not the same.
persons who do the action,
I'm not
just now, Nisa, the persons who do the action will pay the penalty. That's how life is set up, right? If you get yourself in certain in certain situations where you make certain choices, then there are consequences, and that's all there is to it. The law doesn't need to give you that consequence. It's going to come regardless.
It's like us, like you're bringing us back to down like if we were 5-year-olds. Like if you do that, you're gonna go in the corner. You can't have no sex for you. You turn a big ass grown man and woman that they can't, as single people, forget the horning part because that's wrong. Right? But you know that it's a fact of life. Horn is going to happen. But we're talking about single men, single women. You want to tell me if I meet someone who I'm into and may eventually marry, I can't have a courtship process that may include sex? You cannot tell me that. I'm going to find a way around that.
You
cannot send me to jail for that. It's too extreme. You understand? And it makes absolutely no sense. Because for two people to get to the point of marriage, it don't just happen magically. You have to see if you're all compatible, if you all have chemistry. And quite frankly, if the guy has the junk and she has the junk that you want to be working with.
I think a lot of this is like, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I think even with the way that you're breaking it down has a lot of with modernization attached to it, because
we are living in the 21st century. We are not living back then, Neicy. This world has evolved. This is the dispensation that we are in. So this is what we have to deal with. You have to adapt. If you want to get a time machine and go back to how it was before.
No, the adaptation process is a choice.
Oh, you feel it wasn't bad before?
It's not just that. It's like even some of the things that we
No, I'm saying it was bad before.
It was horrible back then.
It was bad before, but now with the freedom that we have, that is the difference I'm talking about.
Because remember, they had concubines and stuff, and these men, kings, would have millions of women.
You might be misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm not misunderstanding, but I mean, like,
that we have.
We pretend it doesn't exist, and it does. You know,
I'm just taking it from the place of law. I'm taking it from the place of law, where in one instance it's okay to abide by the law, and in the next instance, all of a sudden, why the law want to tell me what to do?
No, no. This small group of 1%ers don't get to govern every aspect of our lives. Just some. Just like how they can say murder is wrong, go to jail, rape is wrong, go to jail, but you cannot come into the household and tell, and you can't come into the household and tell a parent how to raise their child. They cannot do that. Right?
Because of freedom.
There are certain boundaries, and then too, who gives them the monopoly on everything? We instinctively know what is right and what is wrong. That's what makes us all different too, in terms of culture, behavior, all these things.
I wouldn't say instinctively, because you could say you want to have sex freely, somebody else might be
right, and it's our personal choice, and that choice is ours, Neicy. The law, you are given the law. You are given the law way too much power over your life, and not even God has given himself that power. Why? Because he gave us free will. If God wanted zombies to just praise him all day, every day, and do his every bidding, he would not give us free will. And that is what I mean. So even if you want, just break it down as much as you want, at the bottom line, the Almighty God who we all believe in and worship and praise, not even doing that to us. And like Shawna said, who the hell is the government then?
I think you understand free will. That's another
free
conversation.
Will, it's free will. No, it's free will.
Come on, tell easy. I got you.
Free will. It's free will.
Let me say something.
And free will has consequences no matter what you choose. But free will at the very core and of it is free
Could I say
will.
Something? Could I say
no
something?
Government is going to tell me who I can and cannot sleep with.
I think
she's just trying to say how come we don't have the free will to kill.
No, not even that. Let me explain something.
We do have the free will to kill. We just go to jail after.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
If we get caught.
People misunderstand free will, right? If you decide that you pick up the Bible and you choose this life and you choose to serve God, you come under the government of God and what the Bible says. You don't get to today, okay, this particular thing, I don't agree with it, so I have free will. But then this side of what God's saying, I agree with it, so I choose God. And then this thing, no, free will don't work like that. You either take all of it or you take none of it. Are you aware of that?
Han, free will is exactly what you just said it isn't. Whatever you choose to do, you can do. There are just consequences in the world, whether it be immediate, karmic, or whatever the case may be.
Heaven, whatever you believe.
I agree to disagree.
Okay? If I choose to take a knife and kill you now, on in front of everyone, for everyone who's watching, they're gonna call the police, they will hunt me down, and they will find me, throw my ass in jail, or give me the death penalty. But it didn't stop me. If I decide I am resolute and I am gonna kill Neicy today, I could kill you right now. If I choose to. So that's the God-given free will that God gave to me. And it's my choice to make. But can I stand the consequence of it?
Right.
That. But if I say, I don't care if I go to jail, or like pick out a gun and shoot you right now, what's stopping me from doing that?
The law will not help.
What's
I think that's what she's trying to
is
say.
my own personal conviction
Moral.
that it is wrong. And I love Neicy, and I'm not going to do that to Neicy or anybody. But it's not going to stop me if I'm resolute to do it.
But the free will aspect of it is still personalized. And what I'm saying where it comes...
It's personalized.
Right. But what I'm saying with that, even that is false. Because you can't... I don't know how to explain it because...
Try.
Okay. Let me explain it like this. You decide to go to... What school you went to? What secondary school you went
Don't
to?
study that.
No, just call a school.
Just call
France.
Right. And when you decide to enter Saint Francois have
be
rules
calling
and
us
regulations.
now.
Right? And for you to attend the school, this is the rules that you have to abide by. Even though you live in another area where some of the things that the school goes by, you don't agree with that. When you sit and you enter the school, you have to abide by these rules. When you leave and you come out here, you could do whatever you want. But when you're in here, this is what you have to go by. We on the same page so far?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. Consider that to be your walk with God. We on the same page so far? So the school is your walk with God. But what people like to do is like certain things here, they agree with, so they would abide by it. But the same thing like sex, because the Bible says sex before marriage is wrong. You have in the opinion of it's my whatever and I free to whatever. That is
Just
an
using the Bible
external
conveniently.
belief. So if you're in the school and the school says no sex before marriage, then if they come and they pass a law that says no sex before marriage, it shouldn't affect you because you sign on to this school.
We are saying the exact same thing and you don't even realize
Explain.
it. Right? You just contradicted yourself.
How?
So, walk with God, rules, abide by.
Yes.
Outside, own rules, whatever you want. What about the people who, let's call this walk with God now Indonesia,
Okay.
with the new law?
Yeah.
We can't have sex before marriage.
Yes.
Right? What about, or let's not even use that. In any country, let's call this little circle any country with laws. In every single country on this planet, murder is illegal. What about all those people who exist in this country that still murder people? They don't have to step outside the law to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They can disregard and disrespect that law or disobey that law, whether they are in the circle or out the circle. There are Christians in the church right now that commit adultery. They know they're not supposed to do it, but they do it anyway, and they come on a Sunday morning and they praise God and they ask for forgiveness and they worship away as normal. I'm telling you, free will is free will, whether you are in or out. There are people in this country now in Trinidad that is a godly nation that knows that murder is wrong, and already we have more than we have 3 murders for the year already.
Yeah. 5.
And we living in a country that says that law is illegal. Don't we have people that still do it? We don't need to be out the circle to do it. We don't need to be out of the school to do it. We don't need to be out of the law to do it. People will sin whether they're in or they're out because it's our nature. And God gave us free will to do what we want, whether we in or out, and that will determine our salvation. If you're a believer, of course, that will determine your outcome in life, whether in this physical or outside the physical when you pass away. My point is, Neicy, God made rules that don't change no matter the circumstance. It doesn't matter. So you thinking that we have laws and once we in it we must abide is BS, because I could still kill you in a country that says killing is wrong.
Let me just add something to that as well,
You
Chris.
can disobey it. The free will is our ability and freedom to disobey it if we choose to.
Obey.
We obey. We just have to decide if we could live with the consequences.
Yeah. I want to add something to that as well.
So you just basically debunked your own point.
I want to add something to that as well.
But okay.
Let's talk sin, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware that greed is a sin?
Yeah.
Gluttony is a sin.
Yeah.
Lust is a sin.
Yeah.
Envy is a sin. Pride is a sin. How much times we sinning? You could imagine
We
if the
send it
government...
from the minute we wake up.
You could imagine if the government say, good afternoon, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, if you have pride as of midnight tonight, you will be charged 6 months in jail.
Yes.
Good afternoon, citizens of Trinidad. I see that there's a lot of jealousy, people killing each other. If you have jealousy as of midnight tonight, you will be charged.
What will you do?
So that is where my point is. It is a sin, and we could argue that it is a sin, but the government cannot make that choice to control your moral. We all sinning.
That is why we all have, that moral compass that we were built
even
with.
the point that you made with the kill somebody, the murder rate and stuff.
I'm
like
just
that.
using the most extreme thing.
And I wanna add to that. My reason for taking the stance that I'm taking in terms of not having an issue with the law, even though this is the law, and yes, we still have murders. What do you think would have taken place if the law for murdering did not exist? If the numbers would have been ridiculous, because now you don't have nothing to govern that.
It quite possibly the murder rate might go down. There might be a period of time when there are a lot of killing where people hate certain people and want them dead. Just like the purge. You can find it online. There's a study on this. There will be a period of time when murders will happen, and then it will plummet.
I am just saying that a lot of murders don't exist because people uphold the law.
Right.
Could you agree with that?
Murders is to the top tier, the extreme of it.
Right.
Yes,
But you
still
agree
maintain
that
you
a
cannot,
lot of murders don't exist because the law is
the law is in place. But what you're trying to do is say a lot of sex wouldn't happen if the law is also put in place, and you cannot compare sex to murder. You cannot. It is too personal.
All right. So
it is wrong on an immense level, on the most extreme level, to take a life, a human life, go to any corner of the planet. It is punishable by law to take any human life, but it doesn't stop a person from doing it. You understand?
Right. So we'll agree to disagree.
That's fine, but I'm just saying you cannot stop a person from doing anything they want to do just because a law says that. Unless we were living in some kind of magical fairy world where if we do a sin now, right, some unseen angel come and punish us right away, then you'll see us acting straight as pins. But that's not the world we live in.
Yeah.
There are many murderers walking around who killed tons of people and are still as yet undiscovered. Nothing happened to them. They're not in jail. Nobody don't know, so they can't be punished. What about those people? They existing in this world still with all the laws. What you're saying, in my humble opinion, don't make no sense.
Right.
Because
Okay, well, let's find
as long as there's laws, there are people who are going to break those laws.
Yes. All right, Quits, we got you.
As long as there are laws, there are people who exist that will break those laws. And the fact is, at the end of the day, their God-given free will let them do whatever they choose to do. Hopefully, they do the right thing, of course. But if they choose to do wrong or they choose to disobey the law, they can.
Right. Okay, well, I did good by bringing a juicy. Get you going through.
Shawna, don't come back with one of these again.
Woo, it was good. It was good. And, we shared different views and we had different
we spicy, so boy.
And it was nice and spicy. So we'll take a quick break. Caribbean break. And we're just going to cool the vibes down. The good
we cool, Neicy.
energy,
Cool?
nice. Yeah, we cool. But I
Neicy
mean,
cool, man.
when I say cool, I mean, Neicy's want to take us on a nice journey to Zenny place. So when we get back, we'll hear from the lovely Neicy.
Keep it locked to Island Girl Talk right here on O.U.R Radio.fm. Don't forget the tagline.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Queen of Bacchanal. Wet man. Easy now, girl. Alright. Easy, 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 my girl. Easy, easy, easy. Too much of pressure does bust pipe, so me can't just sit up on him. Turn them up to the maximum trust. If I do that, the pipe gonna bust. So you got to take your time, you got to angle when you start to whine. Be careful, it's sharp like hill to climb. Take care, you cut the line as is water. Overflow, that is trouble. Look, problem down in Port of Spain, cause it's real flood water blocking up the main road. Real traffic jam, they blocking up the main road. The wetness will make you feel good. After the rain, there is a rainbow. Easy, 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 my girl. Easy, easy, easy. Flood up the main road. Watch it. Alright. Me say this is a PVC, it's not steel. You're gonna feel the water pressure for real. If you break it, you got to fix it. I'm not a plumber, but I hope your body tight like steel. So you got to take your time, you got to angle when you start to whine. Be careful, it's sharp like hill to climb. Take care, you cut the line as is water. Overflow, that is trouble. Look, problem down in Port of Spain, cause it's real flood water blocking up the main road. Real traffic jam, they blocking up the main road. The wetness will make you feel good. After the rain, there is a rainbow. Easy, 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 my girl. Easy, 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 my girl. Easy, easy, easy. Too much of pressure does bust pipe, so me can't just sit up on him. Turn them up to the maximum trust. If I do that, the pipe gonna bust. So you got to take your time, you got to angle when you start to whine. Be careful, it's sharp like hill to climb. Take care, you cut the line as it's water. Overflow, that is trouble. Look, problem down in Port of Spain, cause it's real flood water blocking up the main road. Real traffic jam, they blocking up the main road. The wetness will make you fall.
She gonna say so stupid.
And welcome back to Island Girl Talk, you guys. If you're now joining, you miss out.
You really miss
out. For the first episode for 2023, yeah, it was a doozy.
It was a doozy.
It was a doozy.
It was a
but
bop.
now I am here. Your girl Neicy is joined by the beautiful Shawna and the passionate Chris.
Passionate hurricane Krystal boy. Right?
I am here to calm the place.
Can I have some of your nuts?
And share my nuts.
How you like them
I'm here
nuts?
to calm the place and set the pace for you guys to go through the rest of your week with what, ladies?
The Empowerment Minute! Woosa! Hey! Woosa! We gotta wait till it's stop. Woosa!
Listen, I'm going through. I had a very nice empowerment vibe,
But we spice up.
and they spice it up. But I'm not going to cut it off because I've been recycling this for almost a
Okay,
month.
let me hear.
So it's basically four powerful ways to value yourself.
Yes.
And I think you should keep this in mind, especially as we start in a new year.
Right.
And why it is so important. So I'm just going to run through quickly the 4 ways and touch on it briefly.
Real brief.
Brief.
Will you see the time? Oh my
1,
God.
stop comparing yourself to others.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop.
2, set healthy boundaries.
Ooh, yes.
3, challenge your negative self-talk.
Oh my gosh.
4, be intentional about healing from your traumas.
Bro, therapy.
And being aware of your triggers, Chris.
Nobody probably send me. Nobody probably send me.
So 4 ways to value yourself in this 2023. Stop comparing yourself to others. Set healthy boundaries.
Don't answer
3,
calls before 11.
challenge your negative self-talk.
Good,
and
Krystal.
4, be intentional, Shawna,
Yes.
about healing from your traumas and
Therapy.
knowing your triggers, Chris.
Therapy.
And with that,
We wrap! Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. It's your girls, Island Girl Talk. I'm Krystal Khayne.
Trinidad Shawna.
Yes, the first Island Girl Talk of the year. Let's see the time. We kind of overdo it, but that's okay. We could have ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
we can, because we on YouTube land.
Yes.
So enjoy it while you can, guys.
So we want to thank you all who stayed right through. All 4 of you. We want to thank you all so much. And join us next week at 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. hopefully, right, for another episode of Island Girl Talk, where women are free to simply be unapologetically.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bad man.
Nobody policing.
Oh, people. It feel like they mixing me 1 by 1, 2 by 2, it's a 2 by 4. The more we add to the table, they keep taking away more and more. 99% suffering, and
you're listening to the grind.
Just the 1% controlling, 100% of the lives of the poor, lives of the poor. It's not enough. 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 Lord, it should take our power from a Rima to town. It's not enough. Our daily is almost 2 hours long. Every month is another 1,000 years. And when salary come, you don't know when it's fast. Lord, it's not enough. $5 to take a short drop. 10 to town with a million subs. Can depend on the bus, cause the system flop. So you're spinning like a top on your body.